Game will begin in moments between the Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs Ledgers and the Racine Lutheran Crusaders. Glad you're along tonight. It's November. The weather indicates such. We're in the low 40s right now. No wind, expected to fall through the upper 30s as the night progresses. Slight chance of a stray shower as we move into the evening. Scott and I with you. Glad you're along. Both teams earning the right to play for a spot in next week's Division 6 state semifinal. Springs getting here by virtue of their 47-0 win over Dodgeland. A 26-point second quarter leading to a 33-0 halftime lead in that one was the difference for Springs. They come in 12-0, champions of the Flyaway Conference. Meanwhile, Racine Lutheran, off a second-place finish in the Metro Classic Conference. They come in off of a win last week over Manitowoc Lutheran. They led 13-0 after quarter one, but actually trailed early in the fourth quarter 23-20 before 14 unanswered points led to the win for the Crusaders. We'll hear from head coach Bob Hyland of the St. Mary Springs Ledgers in a moment as we work our way to the top of the hour and kickoff here from Fruth in Fond du Lac as the Ledgers host the Crusaders of Racine Lutheran playoff football, and you're watching it live at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Put your financial future into focus. Fond du Lac and Dodge County's money man, Pat Bresky of Lakeside Wealth Management.
Through unbiased recommendations and personalized service, Lakeside Wealth Management offers a wide range of comprehensive, independent solutions to help build, preserve, and transfer your wealth. We create individualized, custom investment strategies that we uniquely design to meet our clients' needs, whether it's income creation, long-term growth, or growth with a little income. These are just a few of those examples. Most importantly, we try to understand our clients' level of volatility or downside risk levels that they feel comfortable with and build all of our strategies with that in mind. We just don't set you up with a plan and let you sit there. Markets are constantly on the move, money managers are regularly being monitored, and that is why we regularly review your portfolio to make sure it's still meeting your goals as well as our standards. Come and see us at the end of South Main Street in Fond du Lac. We are right next door to Rob's Riverwood Salon, or visit us online at lakesidewealthmanagement.net.
Advisory services and securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Your pregame show continues. Video streaming tonight's game at RadioPlusInfo.com. St. Mary Springs Academy, Racine Lutheran tonight on the video stream. Again, it's WIAA Division 6 Level 3 State Quarterfinal action. Bob Hyland with us on the phone line. Coach, always a pleasure. How's the week going?
Pretty good. It's a little chilly out there this week, though, but we've had some good practices. The kids are concentrating well, and so we're going to be ready to go.
A victory 47-0 over Dodgeland this past Friday night from North Fond du Lac. Ledgers again came to play, Bob. You were up big at the half, 33-0, and Clay Scheffler had a powerful game for the Ledgers.
Well, he comes to play every game. He practices hard, he plays hard. He's a big, strong kid. We didn't start off very well, though. We punted for the first time in, I think, 7 games, and so that was one of the things that we talked about. We've got to get ready to go, and consequently, we had a couple injuries early in the game that could have been devastating, but
Dodgeland this past Friday night from North Fond du Lac. Ledgers again came to play, Bob. You were up big at the half, 33-0, and Clay Scheffler had a powerful game for the Ledgers.
Well, he comes to play every game. He practices hard, he plays hard. He's a big, strong kid. We didn't start off very well, though. We punted for the first time in, I think, 7 games, and so that was one of the things that we talked about. We've got to get ready to go, and consequently, we had a couple injuries early in the game that could have been devastating, but both of them will most likely be ready to play. But we're talking about getting ready, get ourselves ready to go right off the bat, and you can't monkey around. Again, the kids they know what they can do. They've got to get out and show it right away and destroy the mental part of the other teams. So that's one of the things that we talk about in going on here. We've got to be ready to go so we don't have those little injuries.
Clay Scheffler at 85 yards on the night, 4 touchdowns. Also the leading tackler on defense. He was in there defensively. And Bob, we talk about progressing along in the playoffs here, and the opponents, the idea is they get more difficult as the time goes by here. Racine Lutheran is Team Crusaders are. That's 10-1 on the season. They average about 46 a game. They play from the Metro Classic Conference. What do you see against them on tape?
Well, they have tremendous speed. They've got, they run out of a variety of formations. They just do everything they can to disguise what they're doing out of formations. They run number 5, and I don't know his name. He's a great running back. He's probably close to 2,000 yards now after the 2 playoff games, and he's only a sophomore, so he's a good one. They're junior. They're a young team in the backfield. Most of their linemen are seniors, but they've got a right guard that is gigantic, about 6'3", 6'4", 310 pounds. He pulls out and moves. He's fun to watch on film. He's a good football player. He's the one that gets out and leads a lot of the plays. And so we've got our work cut out for us this week.
Tyler Tenner, who you're referring to there, about 175 a game. He's got 27 touchdowns on the season and just over 1,700 yards in rushing. So you mentioned the injuries, Bob. Any injuries, for the Ledgers that are of concern Friday night?
Well, they're all of concern. Zach Austin dislocated his shoulder Friday. He'll have a brace. How tender it is, we don't know. So that's something that we'll just wait and see. He most likely will not be playing any defense. So if we can have him play our slot back position and be 90%, we're in pretty good shape. The center had possibility of broken rib. It's only a bruise, so he'll be ready to go. The biggest concern, though, is Blake Lamb, who pulled a hamstring on Monday and hasn't practiced much at all this week. So we'll see how he's ready to go, see if he's ready to go, and if he is, we're back to pretty much 100%.
Bob Hyland from Springs with us here. Coach, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and best of luck Friday night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Motor repair and replacement, pumps, pulleys, and belts, barn fans, distribution of Milwaukee tools, and more. With convenient locations in Oshkosh, Waupun, and Fond du Lac, WW Electric Motors are your trusted local business for electrical and mechanical apparatus services. Just like our area teams go, WW Electric Motors can make it go too. Over 65 years in the area.
Best of luck in your game today from everybody at W&W Electric Motors.
Just about ready to kick it off in Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial Field. Division 6 Level 3 playoff football. You can see it live, and you are right now at radioplusinfo.com. Scott and I with you for the St. Mary Springs Ledgers and the Racine Lutheran Crusaders. For almost 40 years, Fond du Lac and surrounding areas have known that Ahern Gross is the name to call for anything to do with plumbing. Need a new sink? How about a faucet? Need parts? Maybe it's time for a new toilet. And now you need someone who knows what they are doing to install it all. Ahern Gross Plumbing is who. Quality plumbing, competitively priced, professionally installed. That's Ahern Gross. Find them on 5th and Main in Fond du Lac. Ledger defensive unit being introduced. Springs won the toss and they deferred to start the second half with possession of the football on offense. Racine Lutheran making their third straight playoff appearance and third in the last 4 years, I should say. They have not won a playoff game since 2009. That year they made it all the way to level 4 before losing to Eau Claire Regis. 3 straight playoffs they made through the 2007 and 2009 seasons. The guy you're going to hear a lot tonight as far as Racine Lutheran goes is Tyler Tenner. He had 249 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns in the win over Manny Lutheran last week. He comes into tonight over 1,700 yards rushing, 9 yards a touch, 27 touchdowns to go with 9 catches for 125 yards. He averages 14 per reception as well. He's the big gun. The offensive specialists are young there, and Tenor is only a sophomore. They have experienced linemen up front. Meanwhile, Springs comes in again 12-0. And you look at the record that they have put up since 2008, it is staggering. 127-7. That 08 season was the first following 2 previous seasons where they did not make the playoffs. They have won 5 state titles, been runner-up once, and made it to level 4 in the other 3 years. So they are in an incredible run over the last 10 years. And they would get the winner next week, or the winner here tonight, that is, would get the winner of the Mineral Point Markesan game going on tonight as well. Springs wearing the home blue, white numbers, white helmets, and the Crusaders in their white tops with purple pants and purple helmets. And we're going to see that Lutheran offense first. Tenor is the deep man of the trio, and he's flanked back there by Thomas Moore, another guy who is a threat out of the backfield and catching the football. For Springs, it'll be Levi Poss to tow it and kick. Short run up, and it is high and it is short. They're not going to kick it to Tenor. It's caught at the 22-yard line and up the field across the 30. 35, he busts it outside, refusing to go down, out across the 40. Excellent field position for the Crusaders. Looked like perhaps Josh Hess on the return, but they got good field position out across the 40 to the Lutheran 42-yard line as we open the first quarter. Keep you updated on what scores we get along the way. The huge one going on the audio and video side. Fond du Lac at Kimberly. And the snap goes to Kraus, and the handoff goes to Tenor. Steps through 1 tackle, 2 tackles, into Ledger territory, and he was a slippery guy and manages to work his way for about a 24-yard gain all the way down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. 26 yards for Tenor. It'll be interesting to see. Springs has not been in a close game since week 2 in a 14-13 win against Amherst, in a game that Amherst went for 2 late in the game and failed. That is Colton Kraus at a tight set. He fakes the Tenor, keeps through 1 arm tackle, not through a second, and he is thrown down. Jacob Schrouth, one of the 3 down linemen, joined by McKinley Beto, Carlos Ozols, the linebackers for Springs. Includes Jacob Hawk, Clay Scheffner, Marcus Orlandoni, Cade Christensen. Get to the secondary in a moment. It is 2nd and 13. As he lost 3, did Kraus. In motion by Hess. They'll hand it to him on the sweep to the left side. Trying to turn the corner. Again, through a leg tackle, and he is escorted out of bounds inside the 30, around the 25-yard line. Picked up almost 10, makes it 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and 3, call it for Hess. So Hess sets up 3rd down. Josh Hess joined by Austin Honor on the other side. That's Hess wide to the right. And Thomas Moore wing to the left. Tight shotgun, Kraus handing Tenor. Tenor with a gap in the middle. It was closed quickly, did not go down on first contact, leaned forward, and he's got the first down, needed 3 and got 4. So Tenor converts, and he is a dynamic back. You watch film on this guy, rarely does he go down on the first hit, and he almost always falls forward. You don't pick up over 1,700 yards in 11 games without consistency and a high level of skill that you can break off big runs at any time. Receivers to either side. They send Moore to the right, and the pitch comes to Tenor. He's got a lead blocker in front. Inside the 15, foot race to the corner, through an arm tackle, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Tyler Tenor goes 21 yards for the touchdown. And I see a flag on the field, and they are going to bring this one back. And they whistle motion. They sure picked that flag up quickly. So the touchdown comes back, and again, Tenor slithered through at least 3 attempted tackles on that run. So the touchdown coming back. And it'll be first down and 15. They'll mark it back at around the 26-yard line. That front line for Racine Lutheran, Dakota Dexter, 253. Andy Scholes at 6'3", 310. He's the guy that stood out on film when the Ledgers looked things over defensively. Again, they motion Tenor. They motion to the right with Moore. They hand it to Tenor in the backfield. Another flag comes. This time a swarm of blue is all over Tenor in the backfield. Included Marcus Orlandoni leading the charge. And it's going to be a hold on Lutheran. So, boy, they went from taking it to the end zone with Tenor to getting that play wiped out on a penalty and now a hold. And that's a spot foul from about the 30. That was in the offensive backfield. So what was going to be first and 15 on that run makes it about first and 28, all the way back to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back penalties. Racine Lutheran needs about the 12-yard line for the first down. First and 28 from the Springs 40. Under center goes Kraus, and another whistle is blown. And a procedure penalty. And it'll take 5 more back. Again, keep in mind here, we're barely 2 minutes in. The last play, or one of the last plays that was run, the first of the 3 penalties here consecutively, wiped out a touchdown. Now Racine Lutheran finds himself in first and 33. All the way back at the Ledger 45-yard line. Hess wide to the left. Tenor behind, and there's a double handoff coming to Hess, and he tries to hop outside. He's able to get around one defender in the backfield, turns the corner, up the sideline. He was able to elude Cade Christensen in the backfield, who had an angle on him initially. See where they mark him out. Looks like he got inside the 40-yard line. And they'll put the ball down at the 38-yard line. Gain of 7. Second down and a long ways. Little confusion in the backfield. Handoff. Tenor tries to hop back inside of traffic. Not much doing, but he still managed to push forward for a yard or two. And that was McKinley Beto making the stop. Good pressure that time by the front of St. Mary Springs, who was up until the penalty, they were being lost in traffic. And the fake, Kraus back, sidesteps pressure. Cannot get past the second man again, and again it becomes Jacob Schrouth. He was able to avoid Beto, but Schrouth was there to smother him all the way back to the 44-yard line. Loss of 9. So again, this 3 penalties, one of which wiped out a touchdown, and Racine Lutheran goes from the touchdown to punting. 8:20 in the clock rolls remaining in the opening quarter. Hess with a quick kick. They almost blocked it, and it's picked there. Mitch Wechter on the return. Picked up about 8 yards on the return up the near sideline. So again, Tyler Tenor had a 21-yard touchdown on the last drive, wiped out by a procedure penalty. Consecutive penalties following that pushed the ball all the way back out to the Springs 45-yard line, and Lutheran punted. So we have 8:10 left in the opening quarter, and the Ledgers will take over. 1st and 10 around the 21-yard line, we'll call it. Mitch Wechter at quarterback. He made the transition from receiver last year. Blake Bauer had controlled the reins from center. Cade Christensen and Blake Lamb, the receivers. You heard Coach Hyland talk about Lamb and a bit of a hamstring issue. He's out there now. Clay Scheffler, Flyaway Conference MVP on both sides of the football. Pretty incredible achievement for him. And Scheffler goes in motion. Wechter hands it to him. A hole in the middle. He gets through one leg tackle in the backfield, and he's swarmed by White at around the 25. Gain of about 4. The thing to keep in mind here is the balance that the Ledgers have had all season. Not a single guy has really had a huge workload. Marcus Orlandoni's game high. Second leading ball carrier by yardage. 15 carries max. Scheffler goes in motion. And there's the handoff inside. Looked like Orlandoni it was, and he dragged the pile for a moment, crossed the 30 to the 31. That is right near the first down, and it is enough for the first down. So he got 6, moved the chains for the first. Again, you talk about the balance that the Ledgers have displayed offensively. Scheffler led the team to this point, 951 yards. Orlandoni, 479. Back to pass. Wechter looking over midfield, and that was Scheffler running the seam, and incomplete is the pass. And Scheffler was player of the year in the Flyaway Conference on offense and defense. Incredible season he had, and the Ledgers did not have to ride him at all season. Very balanced attack. Motion from the right, and the handoff goes to the right. That's Zach Austin. And also another guy you heard Coach Hyland talk about injury-wise. You probably will only see him on offense tonight with the shoulder injury that he suffered last week. And Austin's an all-conference guy both ways as well. Austin 300 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. Wechter under center, wings either way. He goes back, looks left, over the slot. Nice turning and catching and fighting his way forward. Refusing to go down is Blake Lamb. Nifty catch. The pass was a little behind him, turned him around. He made a beautiful adjustment. And they march it into Crusader territory inside the 45 at the 42. 22-yard pitch and catch from Wechter. Another first down on the drive. They'll send Christensen wide to the right. Lamb to the left. Austin wing left, back to pass. Christensen sets. Deep shot right side and was looking for Christensen to keep the route going. Looked as though he slowed down. Hessen coverage out there wide. He was the closest man to the ball. And it's second down. Well, Wechter's gotten stronger through the season. Overall numbers on the season might not jump out and grab you. Less than 40% completion rate, but he's averaging about 128 yards a game, 18 touchdown passes versus 7 picks. 2nd and 10. Austin in motion. Fumble the football. It is loose. And on it looked like Orlandoni. Marcus Orlandoni fall down it, save the possession. A loss of about 3. Back to the 45. So third down and long upcoming. Again, you look at the Ledger schedule. Week 2, it was a one-play deal with Amherst. 14-13 they won. Amherst scored a touchdown inside the last 2.5 minutes, went for 2 and missed. Back to pass on 3rd and long. Wechter with time. Flag comes in, likely a hold. Wechter weaving, and he is stopped inside the 40, short of the first down. And likely a hold. The referee threw it, and pretty much any time the man in the white hat throws a flag, it ends up being a hold. And the Ledgers were stopped short of the first down. We'll see if they take the penalty. I would assume they would not. He was stopped short. It was 4th and about 6. We'll see what Coach Scott Smith feels like. Does he make the Ledgers go on 3rd and long and 3rd and about 20 plus, or does he say 4th and 6? Now they're going to mark it back. They take the penalty. So it being a spot foul puts it all the way back inside the Ledger own 45-yard line at the 43. Third and 25 now for the Ledgers. 5.5 remains in the first quarter. No score. Scheffler, short motion, deep drop by Wechter. They go on a screen. Scheffner's got blockers. He's back into Lutheran territory, but a good tackle from behind. In on the stop. Bruce Cozy and company. Boy, that looked like it could have been set up for more. Scheffler had blue in front of him. They got back to the 40, which was a yard ahead of the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 9. Gain of 16. 4th down and 9, and Wechter will punt. When the Ledgers punted on their first drive last week, was their first punt in 7 games prior to that one against Dodgeland, so they'll punt here again. Wechter looked it over for a moment. Now he lifts a high wobbler to the near side, and it looks as though, we'll see what the call is. I think he was able to angle that out of bounds. He was. What a beautiful bounce out of bounds. It bounds out at the 4-yard line. "35-yard kick, no return, and the Crusader offense backed up. So dueling punts to open the first quarter. We're under 5 left in it. No score here from Fruth Field. So Colton Kraus, the junior, walks it up there. Not going to throw a whole lot. Kraus in the season, 68 yards a game, 8 touchdowns versus 6 interceptions. Hess wide to the left, everybody else tight. And inside the handoff, that is Moore spinning. Initially had an opening, but boy, the Ledgers, team speed, usually an asset, is again this season. Moore spun his way for 3. 2nd and 7. Clock rolling, under 4:20 remaining opening quarter. This kind of weather, you'd expect more for November football, and the handoff again. Tenor, I should say, that is Tenor bouncing around. Again, he is tough to tackle. Knocked out around at the 10, perhaps the 11, short of the first down. Sets up another 3rd down. You got about 3 more, did Tenor. The Ledgers are going to have to get multiple bodies to the football, and they're going to have to tackle him lower because everyone that hits him above the waist bounces off, is not able to bring him down. Call it 3rd down and about 4 as we will get to the 4-minute mark here on this snap. Honor wide to the right. Tight to the left is Hess. Motion to the left. And they pitch it to Tenor. Immediate traffic in the backfield. He's going nowhere. They are having a hard time, are the Crusaders on the left side of their offensive line, putting a hat on McKinley Beto. He has been in the backfield almost a handful of times already here on the 2 drives for Lutheran. And Tenor loses 4. And the Crusaders will punt from deep in their end. Hess will put his toe to it at least 3 yards deep. Ledger's going to get excellent field position out of this setup. See if the Ledgers bring pressure. They bring some. Hess gets into it, a high floater, waving for and securing the fair catch. And I believe, now they threw a flag. It looks like Lutheran might not have given him the space to catch. Yeah, I see yellow on the ground. Blake Lamb made the catch at the 34-yard line, but a flag came in. There was white right next to him at the time of the catch. A knuckleball like that. Think about if you've ever faced a guy throwing a knuckleball, swinging a baseball bat. Actually, they're going to call a personal foul on Racine Lutheran for not giving him space. So what was going to be outstanding field position for the Ledgers regardless, just became a whole heck of a lot better to the 19-yard line of Racine Lutheran with 3:21 remaining in the opening quarter. No score, second touch offensively for the Ledgers. Motion by Scheffler. And the ball hit the deck again. This time Lutheran has it. Second fumble of the night already on 2 drives for the Ledgers. This one cost them, and the Crusaders dodge a bullet and, in essence, gain themselves about 14 yards of field position. They'll start at the 20 after the fumble. No faster could you get out of your mouth that the field position was going to be prime real estate for the Ledgers, and they put it on the ground. So Racine Lutheran right back with it. 3:16 remains in the opening quarter. Lutheran from the 21. Tight shotgun snap to Kraus. He'll step, he'll heave right side, and it's over everybody. Incomplete. He was looking for Hess on the outside. And Steve Hefner in coverage, stride for stride. He was almost the guy in better position. And we remain scoreless. So again, the winner tonight gets the winner of Marcus Ann Mineral Point. A little more scoring in that one right now. Marcus Ann has a 10-0 lead on Mineral Point with about 8 minutes left in the opening quarter. Of course, the Hornets and the Ledgers familiar with each other. They hooked up in week 1. Ledgers took care of that business 35-0. Pistol set now, half loaded, angled to the right. Snap to Kraus, delay handoff. That goes to Tenner. He's got space. 25 to the 30, and he is thrown down there by Wechter, who came up in strong run support, stopped him short of the first down. Third down at about 1, perhaps 2. He got 9. Well, the Ledgers have made an adjustment with Tenner. They've tackled better here the last couple of drives. Again, half-loaded pistol for Kraus. Tenner dots it. Receivers to either side. Honor and Hess. And going nowhere. Right at the 30. That is short of the first down. Tenner could not get it. So it's going to be 4th down. So 1 of 4 here early on 3rd down are the Crusaders, so they cannot do anything with the fumble. Ledgers have fumbled twice. They lost the last one, but their defense able to put the squeeze on the Crusader offense and force another Josh Hess punt, his 3rd, as we tick to 2 minutes left in the opening quarter, no score. Wechter deep. He stands inside his own 40. And just trying to get it away, a low wobbler to the near side. And on the bounce at the 40-yard line comes Wechter. A stiff arm at midfield, and he's bumped out of bounds around the 45-yard line. They may give him, and they do, the 44 of the Crusaders. So still pretty good real estate for the men in blue. The Ledgers, no score, with 1:46 left in the opening quarter. So second drive, the Ledgers start in Crusader territory. Late going first quarter. Again, Marcus Ann up at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter on Mineral Point, 10-0. Single back, Twins left, Twins right. Wechter on the handoff right through the chute. That's Marcus Orlandoni. And he bulldozes forward for about 4. So 2nd down and 6 upcoming as we're under 90 seconds left in quarter number 1. Matt Mall brings the play in from the sideline. Coach Kyle Krieger calling the shots there. Mall wide left, Austin slot left, Scheffner slot right, Christensen wide right. Handoff again. That's Orlandoni, and he is whipped down right around the 30-yard line, inside the 35, I should say, and a flag is in on the far side. That one came after the play got through the line. So let's see what the far side referee says, and it's motion on the Ledgers, so it will be marked back. So penalties and turnovers here have marred this opening quarter. Tyler Tenner found the end zone on Lutheran's opening drive, only to have the play wiped out by an emotion penalty. 2 penalties consecutively followed and ultimately forced a punt Ledgers got into Lutheran territory before being stalled. A penalty helped stall that drive. Motion penalty there. So it's 2nd down and 11, back to the 45-yard line. Clock back in motion. We're under a minute left. Mitch Wechter was able to hit a 34-yard punt, pin the Crusaders inside their own 5. A 3-and-out forced another punt. Ledgers on another penalty got the ball inside the 20-yard line, only to fumble it away. Wechter, quick drop. It's a keep. He tries the stiff arm and cannot get much. He got inside the 45. That only gave him a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 44. So another 3rd down. We'll see if the Ledgers want to run another play. The play clock and game clock right now very close to alignment as we're at 20 seconds. Blake Lamb bringing it in from the near side. That play was blown dead around the 35-second mark, so we'll see if they choose to run another play. Slot left, slot right. Scheffler, short motion. They will get it off. Wechter, deep drop. He steps. He rifles to the near side. I think he's out of bounds. Nope. Good call. Lamb, that was right down in front of us. Lamb tried to dot the sideline. He could not do it. And that's the end of the first quarter. No score from Fruth Field between the Crusaders and Ledgers. Division 6 Level 3 playoff football. We're back after this. You're watching Radio Plus Sports at radioplusinfo.com.
Graduation day. A time for parents to beam with pride as your youngsters embark on a swell future. All but one, that is. You see, Billy thought it would be neat to try Taco Bell's new boldly seasoned naked chicken chips dipped in a sinful side of nacho cheese sauce. By graduating to these crispy triangles of temptation, the only diploma Billy will receive is a master's degree in being hooked.
Actually, it's a bachelor's in fine arts, and these things are awesome.
What a waste.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
Back for the second quarter, Division 6 Level 3 playoff football, radioplusinfo.com. No score between the Crusaders of Racine Lutheran and the Ledgers of Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs. Special thanks to Capelli Brothers and Dietrich for sponsoring the game tonight. They've completed numerous construction projects, including manufacturing plants, commercial establishments, churches, healthcare facilities, schools, and all types of remodeling projects. Hickory Street in Fond du Lac for over 69 years. Their firm has provided the highest quality of workmanship for their clients. Log on CapelliDietrich.com for more info and to look at their completed projects. Ledgers now switch ends, and it'll be a punt. Wechter will put his toe into it around the 45. High, wobbling spiral, waving 4, and making the fair catch inside the 10. At the 8 is Tenner. About a 34-yard punt, no return. Marcus Ann is going to be going in for another score against Mineral Point in the opening quarter. They're looking to go up 3 scores already on Mineral Point in that other D6 quarterfinal. So Lutheran now starting at their 9-yard line as we start the second quarter. Cedar Grove, Belgium in Division 5 is up after a quarter over Valders, 7-0. Half-loaded pistol, Kraus, the handoff. Tenner bumped into his own man because the Ledger front had pushed that part of the line back. He got a yard, and that was it to the 10. It's amazing how quickly that the defense has made the adjustment for Springs. Tenner had a 26-yard run to open the game for Racine Lutheran. And then he had a 21-yard touchdown run, but that was where the problems began. That 21-yard touchdown run on the Crusaders' opening drive was wiped out by a motion penalty. 2 penalties followed that moved it out to 1st and 35. And it's been a punting duel marred by penalties and 2 Ledger fumbles, one they lost since. There's Tenner again, and he will not escape the grasp of Jacob Schrouth, and he and McKinley Beto have spent most of the night in the backfield of the Crusaders. That's a loss all the way back to around the 6-yard line. Loss of 4, 3rd down, 13. So Lutheran is stuck in neutral right now. Division II, a big one, Brookfield East, Brookfield Central. A rematch from last year in the playoffs. Central with a lead. Tenner trying to get out of the end zone. He does, but he will go next to nowhere else. He was 2 yards deep in the end zone, almost got tackled there, but lost 2 more yards. Clay Scheffner, the two-way Flyway Conference Player of the Year, among others, in on the stop, and another punt upcoming for Racine Lutheran, their 4th of the game. And again, the Ledgers stand to get excellent field position. Hess will punt. Quickly moves up. Wobbler. Lamb will make the catch at the 38-yard line. Tries to sweep it to the outside, avoiding the penalty on the block. He gets inside the 30, up the sideline 20. Bumped into his own man, Beto. Stayed in bounds and worked his way inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And this time I do not see Laundry on the field. So Blake Lamb with a 29-yard return. So they only net about 4 yards on the punt, and the Ledgers are in business, first and goal. Trying to take advantage of the short field this time at the 8-yard line. We're at 10:05 remaining in quarter number 2. No score. The Ledgers looking to change that. Orlandoni, the lone back. Zach Austin goes in motion, and the handoff goes to Orlandoni, burrowing forward, and he falls to the 5, a gain of about 3. Again, Central leading East in that Division II quarterfinal. Cedar Grove after a quarter over Valders in the Division V quarterfinal, 7-0. Marcus Ann was up 10, 4.5 minutes into the first quarter in that D6 game. Handoff, misdirection. Scheffner squares up, falls forward near the goal line, and the arms are up. It's a touchdown for the Ledgers and Clay Scheffner. 21st touchdown run of the year for the senior. And the Ledgers dent the board first with 9:29 left in quarter number 1, and Springs takes advantage of another short field. It was their 3rd straight drive that started in Crusader territory. So Poss to attempt the point after out of the hold of Wachter. Alex Hefner to snap. Lines down, snap is clean. Placement. And the kick is good. 7-0 Ledgers lead after the short drive. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Be back after this on RadioPlusInfo.com.
At Summit Automotive, we treat you like family.
We're right here off Highway 41 in Fond du Lac.
And we have one of the largest selections of vehicles.
That's right, over 400 to choose from.
At Summit Automotive.
New Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams.
And one of the largest used car and truck selections.
That means you can drive one home today.
We'll give you our best deals.
Our best service.
Our best value.
You have our word on it.
Hablamos español.
Come see us. We'll go
the extra mile for you.
At Summit Automotive, Fond du Lac.
The Ledgers take advantage of a short field. Racine Lutheran has punted 4 times. Blake Lamb with a 28-yard punt return set up the Ledgers inside the Lutheran 10. Second play from scrimmage after that return. Clay Scheffner goes into the end zone from 5 yards out. Extra point by Poss makes it Springs 7, Crusaders nothing. 9:29 left in the second quarter from Fruth Field in Fond du Lac. Division 7, Wild Rose and Fall River hooking up. Wild Rose, those two teams hooked up earlier in the year. That was Fall River's only loss. Wild Rose with a lead in that one. The kick goes to the 21-yard line. On the return goes Bruce Cozy. Out across the 35 to the 40 and stays on his feet long enough to reach the 45. As Racine Lutheran, this is their 5th drive already. Second time they have started one of those drives beyond the 40. But the other 3 started, 2 of those 3 started inside their own 10. All of them have ended in punts. Under center goes Kraus. Kraus, and that ball hit the deck but popped right back into his mitts. He tries to make something out of nothing and does so. Got 9 on what could have been almost a busted play. He tried the handoff, thing bounced on the turf, and somehow a football shaped the way it is bounced right back to him, and he got 9. Pretty heads-up play by Kraus. Honor to the left, down at the bottom of your screen. They bring Tenner in motion, and that's actually Hess trying to hop outside and gets through an arm tackle by Mitch Wechter, and he gets escorted out of bounds just inside the 45 if he got there, and they give it to him. It's enough for the first down. He didn't need much, a yard and change, and they're going to give him 2 from the looks of it. Move the chains for Hess. The third first down only of the night for Racine Lutheran, and that's their first down since the opening drive. Again, Tyler Tenner had a 26 and a 21-yard run on the opening drive. The 21-yarder went to the end zone but was wiped out by a penalty, and it has been tough sledding since. 1st and 10, Crusaders at the Ledger 44. Honor left and Hess to the right. Half-loaded pistol, snap, and the handoff to Tenner. Trying to hop outside. Forget about it. Strong run support by Cade Christensen, who squared him up and pushed him back. Loss of 2. Again, Tenner came in. He is the engine that makes this offense run. Well, he might be all 8 cylinders for the most part, or at least 7 of the 8. 1,700-plus yards coming into play tonight. He had 249 and 2 touchdowns on the ground last week in the Level 2 win over Manitowoc Lutheran. 27 rushing touchdowns in 11 games coming into play tonight. And you saw his elusiveness on that first drive, but the Ledger defense has swarmed him under since. Another flag in. People moving all over the place, and Lutheran is frustrated. Well, Trevor Kramer right over, I should say not him, I should say it's Michael Young, the center, throwing his arms up in the air wondering what the heck. It's going to be 2nd and 17. Six penalties in the first half by Racine Lutheran have been a problem. 3 of those were consecutive on the opening drive, helping to wipe out a first drive touchdown for the Crusaders. As it is now 2nd and 17, back into Crusader territory at the 49-yard line. We're at 7:50 remaining in the opening half. Fake by Kraus, rolling right. He's got more in the flat. Juggled, picked off. It'll be a pick 6. Cade Christensen, 32-yard pick 6. He was right in the face of Kraus, and the height differential was the name of the game right there. Christensen at 6'3", Kraus at 5'8". All Christensen did was stick his paws in the air. Ball hung up, landed right in his lap, and he goes 30-plus yards for a touchdown. 13-0. So Poss to try and make it a 14-0 advantage. Hefner to snap, Wechter to hold. Lines down. And the kick is into the air and good. 14-0 on the pick 6 by Cade Christensen. A 30-second timeout and back in a moment here on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Everson and Gibbs LLC attorneys at law provide you with all your legal needs, from corporate, business planning, personal injury, estate planning, and family law. Contact Everson and Gibbs today at 920-922-7113 for all your legal needs.
Special thanks to W&W Electric Motors for sponsoring this game tonight. Their goal remains constant: provide quality customer-focused service, fast repair, response, and evaluation. Free pickup and delivery, 24/7 support, a highly skilled technical staff, and a level of proactive preventive maintenance programs. Located in Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Waupun, it's W&W Electric Motors. Cade Christensen, pick 6, just outside of 30 yards on the return. He was in the face of Colton Kraus, who tried to throw a little flip screen to Moore in the flat, stuck his hands up, batted it in the air. 6'3" against 5'8" of Kraus. Ball was not getting over the top of Christensen. Fell into his lap, and he took it uncontested to the end zone. 7:40 left in the first half from Fruth and Fond du Lac. Poss will tee it and put his toe to it as we approach the midway marker of the first half. Again, the winner gets the winner of Marquesan and Mineral Point next week. Short run up, and they are trying to keep the ball away from Tenor, but this time the ball goes well out of bounds. Well, there you could see from the opening kick when the Ledgers won the toss and deferred for the second half, there was a concerted effort to avoid kicking the ball deep to Tenor. But that one, not even close to staying in bounds. It went out, so that's going to give the Crusaders, again, pretty solid field position. Their opening drive started at their own 42. Their last drive started at the 45. This one's going to start, and they're going to make them kick it again. Well, not a bad call when you consider what we just talked about, that they visibly, being the Ledgers, are trying to avoid kicking it deep to Tenor. He is the deep man in the trio. Cozy on the near side and Moore to the far side. Most times on a kickoff, you're taking about maybe 7, 8, 9 running steps, and Poss is almost positioning himself as though he's kicking a field goal. He's trying to pop it between the second and third line and make somebody else other than Tenor handle it. And he's, again, less than 5 yards from the tee. The run up and the kick. This one is angled to the far side. And Moore, again, is going to watch it bounce out of bounds. Will they make him do the song and dance again? They took the penalty and made him re-kick, so he kicked from the 35. Maybe they make him re-kick again from the 30. You can take the field position or make him kick it again, and it looks like they're going to make him do it again. And this is, now you're seeing with the impact of a guy like Tenor. Again, they are purposely avoiding Tyler Tenor on the kick returns. So they're going to tee the ball back at the 30. Still remains 7-0 Wild Rose over Fall River in that Division 7 quarterfinal. Marquesan is up 18-0 now over Mineral Point. And that's still late in the first quarter. They try and angle it again high and near side, and it's taken there by Jalen Houston. Houston gets into Ledger territory. Think about the field position that the Crusaders perhaps gained right there. Instead of taking it at the 35 on the out-of-bounds kick the first time, instead they're taking over inside the Ledger 45-yard line around the 41. So they gained almost 25 yards of field position with that move. So by far the best starting field position of the night for the Crusaders with 7:34 left in the opening half. It's 14-0 Ledger lead. Tight shotgun as they bring Tenor in motion from the left, and they try to get a blocker in front of him sweeping to the right. Tenor gets through the initial wave in the backfield, and he falls forward to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 6. Sets up 2nd and 4. Now, Coach Smith going to have to be a little more creative here after that first drive. Tenor was able to do his thing, but since then, that was his long. Tenor's had a 9-yard gain on the third drive, but he's had nothing over 10 yards since that opening drive. And again, they bring Tenor in motion right to left, and he gets it again, and he will not get through all of that traffic in the backfield. He got maybe 1. So it'll bring up another 3rd down. Lutheran 1 of 5 on 3rd down to this point as we tick to the midway marker. 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Tight shotgun again for Kraus. Tenor in motion again from wide left. They fake to him. Misdirection. Inside. Moore falls forward near the 30, and that is very close to the first down. They deny him the 30, but he didn't quite need the 30 for the first. There is a 4 on the marker on the far side. They're going to put the ball, the nose resting on the 31, and the referee says move them. First down. Only the second third down conversion of the night for the Crusaders. So Moore converts. And Moore, the lone senior in the offensive backfield. 286 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns, 8 yards per carry coming into the season. Double handoff from Tenner coming back to Hess. Hess has some space, steps through a leg tackle at the 29-yard line, falls forward inside the 25. And Cade Christensen saved what would have perhaps been an even bigger gain. Sets up second down and about 4. But there was an alley for Hess, but Christensen was able to chop him down. Tenner again, bottom of the screen left. Hess top of the screen right, and they'll bring Tenner in motion again. And they give it to him with Moore in front. Tenner waiting for something to develop, and he got pushed back by a swarm of blue. And the far side the side judge on the far side, it looked like forward progress. He was stopped right at the stick, but he did not blow the whistle, so he actually gave up what looked like a yard of progress, makes it third and a long 1. Well, that ends up being another third down. He got 2. Third down and 2, likely 4-down territory here for the Crusaders. They're down 14-0 with under 5 left in the first half, and we get a whistle and an official timeout as Marcus Orlandoni is going to have to come off the field. Looks like an equipment issue for him. They got to find somebody to put in for him. And that person is going to be Sam Kaufman, a senior. So Orlandoni comes out. Actually, it looks like not a helmet issue. It looks like it ends up being a blood issue as Tyler Schwartz works on him on the near side. Third down and 2 inside the 25. Racine Lutheran. And the handoff goes inside. Looked like Moore was the guy that took it. Didn't need much forward progress. The mark might be good enough near the 20, and it is. He needed 2 and got 3. So 2 first downs on this drive. 5th of the game. 3 of 8 now on third down, and the Crusaders have converted 2 third downs on this drive, and they desperately need some kind of answer. Ledger's up 14 now. Clay Scheffler with a touchdown run of 5 yards. Ensuing Racine Lutheran drive resulted in a pick 6 of about 33 yards on the return by Cade Christensen. Wide receiver screen set up to Tenner, and he goes down in a heap in his tracks. And that was Zach Austin. Wasn't sure if he was going to play much of any defense with the shoulder injury from last week, but he's out there right now, and he made a strong tackle. No gain officially. If you're a guy dealing with a shoulder, he made a pretty solid stick on that one. And he stays out there, so he's obviously in a little bit better shape perhaps than what might have been thought earlier in the week. Half-loaded pistol. Kraus on the keep. Couple of blockers in front. He goes nowhere. You might as well just throw a guess, and you'll be right 3/4 of the time. 59 McKinley Beto is there, among others, if the play is not going to develop along the line. And he was there to lead the charge, a loss of about 3. Back to the 24-yard line. So another third down upcoming, the 9th third down try for the Crusaders. Half-loaded pistol, they'll motion Moore to the slot. And they'll give it to him on the misdirection. And Clay Scheffler having none of it. If he doesn't make that tackle, Moore might have room for the first down, but Scheffler having none of it. A gain of 1. It's 4th and 11. Well, that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to get the linebackers going one direction and bring somebody back the other way. But again, Scheffler, if he doesn't make that tackle, it is an opportunity for Moore to get a first down. But solid tackle by the senior all-conference flyway player of the year, both sides of the football. And the Crusaders will go for it, down 14 at the 2:20 mark of the first half. We get a whistle and looks like a timeout. That's the call. It is a Ledger timeout. The team at Tuig Family Dentistry in Fond du Lac would like to wish Springs and Fondy the best of luck, a name you have learned to trust for your family, your smile, and your health. Tuig Family Dentistry of Fond du Lac. Ledger timeout there first of the half, 14-0. You see the score with 2:21 remaining in the opening half here from Fruth Memorial in Fond du Lac. The winner gets Marcus-Ann or Mineral Point. Marcus-Ann, going into the end of the first quarter, had an 18-0 lead over Mineral Point. And they have pushed it to now 24-0, and they have just entered the second quarter. And Marcus-Ann and Springs have history this season. They played in week 1, a contest won by St. Mary Springs 35-0. So at least at this point, a possible rematch is taking shape with the two teams that are in the lead in these two quarterfinal games. The Fall River Wild Rose game in Division 7 now. The Pirates have taken the lead over Wild Rose late in the second quarter, 8-7. Wild Rose handed Fall River their only loss of the season early in the year. 4th and 11, here we go. Tight cluster of receivers to the top of your screen. Snap to Krause, he rolls right, has some time initially, but there's Beto again, and he goes down. Again, you might as well just draw it up. McKinley Beto has spent the entire first half, in effect, in the Crusader offensive backfield, and he drops Krause for a gigantic loss, all the way back to the 39-yard line, about a 15-yard loss. And we get a whistle out there. Beto celebrating. That might be what the flag is for. The clock will stop with 2:14 remaining in the first half. Ledger is up 14. So a promising drive, and it is against the Ledgers. Coach Hyland is not happy at all. And they throw that flag at about the 39-yard line. They have him stopped. It's still going to be 4th down, but it's going to give him another opportunity. So it's 4th down. 4th down and 18 is what it's going to be. So they had him stopped. The penalty is going to allow the Crusaders another try. Well, the Crusaders are going to have to take a timeout here because the play clock just went down inside of 5, and they'll do that. So the Crusaders will take a timeout, and we'll take a spell here as well. 1:46 left, first half. Ledgers up 14. You're watching high school sports on RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hoppers, the name you know and trust for silk screening, trophies, and awards, is now proud to offer online ordering. Go to hopperwear.com and order your team spirit wear. Choose your school, choose your brand, like Under Armour and Nike. Your logo, your look, your school from Hoppers. Get started by ordering yours now at hopperwear.com. That's hopperwear.com. Hopper Silk Screen and All-Star Trophy, 77 North Main Street, Fond du Lac.
In our Crusader timeout, Racine Lutheran and St. Mary Springs, Division 6 Level 3 playoff football. You're watching it live at RadioPlusInfo.com tonight. The winner gets Marcus-Ann or Mineral Point. Right now the Hornets are doing the deed against Mineral Point. They go into the second quarter up 24-0. Division 5 quarterfinal in Cedar Grove. The Rockets hosting the Vikings of Valders. Cedar Grove up 14-0 into the second quarter in that one. Fall River just took the lead over Wild Rose late in the first half of that D7 quarterfinal. And here we're at 4th and 18 after a Ledger penalty after a stop on 4th down. And the turn, it's going to be a halfback pass. Tenor looking right, and again, McKinley Beto. And he threw it. Did he throw it and stay in bounds is the question. I think they marked him out of bounds. I'd like to think they did. That's the case. He threw it. It was picked off, but McKinley Beto is just having his way with the right side of the offensive line for the Crusaders. He has been in the offensive backfield seemingly every play. The Ledgers take over at the Crusader 40-yard line after the stop. So Tenor, it's going to be a loss of about 7 on that one. And the Ledgers take over with a couple of timeouts and a minute 36 left at their own 41. And remember, the Ledgers deferred to the second half, so they'll open the second half on offense. This is a big spot for them here that they could put the hurt on the Crusaders if they can find the end zone. Bubble screen to the near side. Scheffler threw a leg tackle at the 38 into Crusader territory, and he is chopped down there by Thomas Moore at about the 42-yard line. Gain of 17 for Scheffler. Well, if Moore doesn't make that tackle, Scheffler is not a small man. 6'2", 215. Ledgers quickly back on the football. Clock back in motion. They bring Zach Austin in motion and pitch it to him on the bottom of your screen, and he's cut down. That's a loss of about a yard or 2. And a quick timeout taken, second of the half by the Ledgers. We'll keep this one alive here and tell you that we give special thanks to Capelli Brothers and Dietrich for sponsoring the game tonight. They've completed numerous construction projects, including manufacturing plants, commercial establishments, churches, healthcare facilities, schools, and all types of remodeling projects. Hickory Street in Fond du Lac for over 69 years. Their firm has provided the highest quality of workmanship for their clients. Log on CapelliDietrich.com for more information and to look at their completed projects. Second time out of the half for the Ledgers. We've got a minute 16 remaining in the first half. A Clay Scheffler 5-yard touchdown run late in the first quarter, and a Cade Christensen pick 6 of about 33 yards on the return is how we have gotten to the point we are at. Arguably, one of the key points was early in the first quarter. Racine Lutheran took the opening kick, started that drive at the 42-yard line, and they found the end zone. Tyler Tenor had 2 20-plus yard runs on the drive, but that second one into the end zone was wiped out by a penalty. Subsequent penalties back-to-back afterward forced a punt. Ledgers fumbled it twice, turned it over once. Scheffler fakes the bubble screen, back to pass, off his back foot, heave far side, Lamb fighting, looked like he came down with the football. He did! Inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. 37-yard pitch and catch. And the Ledgers quickly up on the football as the clock will tick to a minute. Now it gets back in motion. Single back, Scheffler in motion, and they pitch it to him to the short side. He tries to turn the corner, rams forward, flag thrown at the line of scrimmage as he was hunting the goal line. Got a feeling this one is going to be against the Ledgers the way that they are walking this one off. That was thrown right at the point that Scheffler turned the corner, and that, yes, the call, holding. The first quarter was kind of a mishmash of penalties that stalled drives. Again, the Ledgers fumbled it twice, turned it over once. They started 2 drives inside the Crusader 25-yard line. The first of those was the fumble that the Ledgers lost and gave it back to Racine Lutheran. They subsequently went 3 and out and punted again. Crusaders punted 4 consecutive times on their first 4 drives of this half. Wachter runs it in from the near side, and we're at 59 seconds left. So here we go. Lamb wide left, Austin slot left, Scheffler slot right, Matthew Mall wide right. Back to pass, and the delay actually on the handoff. Inside spin move, nicely done inside. Staying on his feet was Ezra Tucker. He got to the 9-yard line, a gain of about 6. No timeout taken. We tick to 40. Ledgers stay on it. 2nd and goal from the 9. Tucker the lone back. Same set. Back to pass. Wachter throwing a dart to the far side. Too tall for Maul. And, yep, the flag comes out. Hess shoved Maul to the ground well after the ball passed him. And that is going to set up 1st and goal for the Ledgers with 34 seconds left. 7th penalty of the half for the Crusaders. When you're on the road in the playoffs, the things you can't do or commit penalties and turn it over. Crusaders haven't turned it over but on downs, but they have committed penalties. Again, a penalty, their first of the half, wiped out a touchdown. And they have had a hard time moving the ball since. First and goal from the 4 on a half the distance penalty. And Hess, that was not a smart play. That ball was wide of Maul, and after the ball nearly rested on the track, he shoved him down in the back. Motion by Scheffler. He gets the carry, and it's fake to him. Rolling to the near side, throwing on the run, into the end zone. Blake Lamb with a touchdown, and a flag comes in again late. That one likely to be against the Crusaders, again for a personal foul. Lamb was bumped to the ground after the play was blown dead. Again, that's the call. 8th penalty whistled in the half on the Crusaders, who find themselves down 20-0. And the Ledgers will line up for the extra point. Poss to kick, Wechter to hold, Alex Hefner to snap. So the Ledgers put the touchdown on the board in the waning moments of the first half, and they will get the football to start on offense in the second half now with a 21-0 lead at Fruth Field. A quick 30 and back after this. You're watching Radio Plus Sports at RadioPlusInfo.com.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin. And quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
St. Mary Springs seals the deal, 59 yards, 5 plays in about a minute and 10, and they extend the lead, and the penalty on the personal foul means Levi Poss will kick off from the Crusader 45-yard line. Yeah, we've had some weirdness on the kickoffs. Poss kicked 3 consecutive kicks out of bounds on the last attempt, and the Crusaders gained about 25 yards of field position as a result, but that was their last drive, and it resulted in a turnover on downs when the drive stalled inside the 25. And now back-to-back personal foul penalties before and after the touchdown that was just scored by the Ledgers means they kick from the Crusader 45. 8 penalties in the first half by the Crusaders. See if Poss tries to pop this one up or drive it through the end zone. The way he's set up, he's going to kind of pop it up. He'll hit it to Tenner. Tenner will take it from the 1. Up the field, 5, 10, 15, near the 20, and he's bumped down there. Holt and Justin Ditter, among others, on the stop. Crusaders with a couple of timeouts in 24 seconds. We'll see how aggressive they work this here. Again, the Ledgers will start the second half on offense. Racine Lutheran at the 23-yard line. Well, Racine Lutheran, again, Tenner is a home run hitter. You saw his elusiveness on the first drive, but he hasn't had a carry over 10 yards since the opening drive. Under center goes Kraus. He'll turn and he'll hand to Tenner. Tenner going nowhere. Clay Scheffler all over his back, rides him down for no gain. The Ledgers with a chance to put the hurt on here as, again, they were up 14-0, took over with about 95 seconds left in the first half at their own 41. They just completed that drive into the end zone, and the Crusaders will let the clock expire. The Ledgers offense will touch the field first, and they'll do it up 21-0 after a half of play in this Division 6 Level 3 playoff game here at Fruth Memorial in Fond du Lac. We'll step aside for a few, get your first half stats, totals, and scores from the area that we get. And we'll tell you that in a few moments here at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Hi, this is Don Barclay. Listen for the Leb Insurance Group Player of the Game as part of tonight's broadcast.
The Leb Insurance Group offers individual and family medical plans, Medicare options, vision, dental, life insurance, and much more.
LebInsuranceGroup.com to get in touch with their team. The Leb Insurance Group of Fond du Lac.
Call 920-243-4100 to speak to one of our licensed agents ready to answer all of your questions. Or log on to LebInsuranceGroup.com.
Insurance simplified. The Leb Insurance Group of Fond du Lac.
Good luck to all area sports teams this season from Anders Auto Parts of Fond du Lac. When you're looking for quality paint and parts, Anders Auto Parts is the place to go. Anders Auto Parts has been serving the automotive paint and parts market since 1956. Anders features PPG automotive and industrial paints, quality name brand auto parts, and an experienced, knowledgeable staff ready to assist you. Anders is located at 16 West Sibley Street, just off of North Main Street. Call Anders first at 922-3390. Good luck to all area teams from Anders Auto Parts.
Come and grow with Burke. We are a company on the move and are looking for great people that want to grow with us. Hi, I'm Mike Phelan, President and CEO at Burke, a local company that creates quality and innovative playground equipment. Our team maintains a culture of enthusiasm, innovation, and customer service. We are currently looking for full-time first and third shift manufacturing employees. Burke offers a competitive wage and benefits package, on-the-job training, and a signing bonus. Learn more about our open positions at bciburke.com. That's bciburke.com.
Dr. Kathy Doyle and her team realize that teamwork is the key to success. From the team at Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, call 907-1400. That's 907-1400.
Quality service savings every day. That's what you've come to expect from us at FloorQuest, your flooring and cabinetry destination. We've always provided the best quality flooring and cabinetry for your home, and now our inspired cabinetry and flooring products are doing that more than ever before. Get inspired today and save. In stock, expanded selection, everyday low pricing, along with interior design help and professional installation means the best is in store for you at FloorQuest, Washburn Street in Oshkosh, Rolling Meadows Drive, Fond du Lac.
A half is in the books in Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial Field. Scott and I with you, Division 6 Level 3 playoff football at RadioPlusInfo.com. Glad you're along. 21-0 Ledgers you see with the lead. It was a slow start, kind of a muddy first quarter, marred by penalties, 2 fumbles, 1 lost by the Ledgers. Racine Lutheran was kind of the team that was more hurt by those mistakes, as they had the opening possession on offense, and they took it right down the field. Their bell cow running back, Tyler Tenner, the sophomore, you could see how elusive he was on the first drive. He had the first carry of the game, went 26 yards eventually. He went into the end zone from 21 yards out, but that play was taken back by penalty, an illegal motion penalty. 2 subsequent penalties followed that play and put the Crusaders back outside the Ledger 45-yard line, and a drive that ended in a punt. They would proceed then to punt 3 more times on their next drives, and mixed in there as well was a Ledger punt, a stalled drive, and a fumble. And that fumble that the Ledgers lost was after they forced Racine Lutheran to punt from their end zone and had the football at the Crusader 21-yard line, and Mitchell Wechter put it on the turf, and the Crusaders recovered and avoided that bullet from deep in their own territory as well defensively. But the Crusaders were unable to take advantage. The Ledgers finally got on the board on their second try when they forced another end zone punt in the second quarter. It was a scoreless first, that being. So in the second quarter, Racine Lutheran punted from their end zone. Blake Lamb with a 28-yard return, setting up the Ledgers' first and goal from about the 9-yard line. 2 plays later, it was Clay Scheffler into the end zone from 5 yards out. Extra point at that juncture made it 7-0 Ledgers at about the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. On the ensuing offensive drive, Colton Krause had a pass batted in the air by Cade Christensen, who managed to catch the airborne ball and take it 33 yards on a pick 6 to the end zone, made it 14-0. Subsequent drive by the Crusaders, they were able to work out-of-bounds kickoffs all the way for field position, starting at the Ledger 41-yard line. That drive did stall, though, inside the 25, and because of sacks and losses on a couple of penalties, allowed the Ledgers to take over after stalling out that Crusader drive. at the 41-yard line in Springs territory with about a minute and a half left. Ledgers took it down the field in 5 plays, and it was Blake Lamb on a 4-yard touchdown catch from Mitch Wechter. 2 personal foul penalties on that last 2 plays by Racine Lutheran, where their 7th and 8th penalties called to the first half. Extra point made it 21-0, and that is how we closed the half. 21-0 Ledger lead. The winner of the game tonight gets the winner of Marcus Anna Mineral Point. That game went into the second quarter with the Hornets all over Mineral Point, 24-0. If that score in this one holds serve, that matchup between the Ledgers and the Hornets would be a rematch of Week 1 of the season, which saw Springs win over the Hornets 35-0. A timeout and more at the half from Fondy at Fruth Memorial in a few. You're watching high school sports at RadioPlusInfo.com.
If you're looking for a job where you play an important role in your company and work in a supportive team environment, join Spectrum today. As a customer service representative, you'll represent the nation's fastest growing TV, internet, and voice company and help bring Spectrum services to the communities we serve. We offer a competitive salary, best-in-class benefits, complimentary services, paid training, and excellent opportunities for growth and advancement. Interested? Go to jobs.spectrum.com today.
The Commonwealth Companies, a team of highly experienced developers, contractors, property managers, and landscape professionals. Since 2001, Commonwealth has been a leader in innovative real estate development of affordable housing, superior and cost-efficient construction processes, state-of-the-art property operations, and creative landscape projects. Commonwealth projects reflect their commitment to the community. The adaptive reuse of existing buildings continues to lead us down the path of an expanding and diversified development portfolio. Good luck to all area teams on your trek to a state title from everyone at the Commonwealth Companies.
To feel good about your smile and your dentist, visit Sorauer Dental. They are dedicated to personalized dental care. So for your family dental needs, visit Dr. Todd Sorauer at 845 South Main Street in Fond du Lac.
So you're ready for a new TV. Nice. Are you thinking LED Smart TV, Ultra HD 4K, OLED Plasma Curved Screen, 3D, Energy Star, Ultra Thin, 240 Hz, or Cloud? Should you choose a big screen, a bigger screen, or just plain huge? Well, at Silica, we make it easy. Save big on the amazing clarity of Ultra HD. Plus, pay no interest when paid in full within 12 months. So go bigger and better the easy way at Silica for your home. We speak TV.
Collaborate, connect, construct. Are you looking for an exciting career change? Join the team at Michaels Corporation, a leading infrastructure and utility contractor in North America. Michaels is currently hiring for multiple office and field positions, including project managers and estimators. Members of the Michaels team enjoy competitive wages and generous benefits, as well as in-house programs that promote continuous education and career advancement. Collaborate with like minds, connect with your community, construct your future. Apply today at michaelscareers.us.
Everyone at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning wishes the best of luck to area teams in their run for a state championship. Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning maintains a high level of quality among their staff. All of their installers and technicians are trained on a regular, ongoing basis. If you need your furnace turned up before the extreme temperatures come, turn to the experts at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning, your factory authorized carrier dealer. Call 922-4565 to schedule your appointment today. Good luck to all area teams from the staff at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning.
The team at Twig Family Dentistry in Fond du Lac would like to wish the St. Mary Springs Ledgers and the Fondy Cardinals the best of luck in the playoffs. Dr. Tim Twig, Dr. Catherine Twig McGalloway, and Dr. Grady Twig have been dedicated to providing complete oral health care for decades. A name you've learned to trust for your family, for your smile, and for your health. Twig for all your dental needs. Twig Family Dentistry of Fond du Lac.
Halftime rolls on in Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial. Division 6 Level 3 playoff football. RadioPlusInfo.com is where you're watching it. St. Mary Springs in command. They will start the second half on offense. It was a slow start again. No score after one, marred by penalties and turnovers. Unofficial first half numbers for the Crusaders. They have had it tough going. Unofficially, again, this is 46 yards of offense. That's it for the Crusaders, all of them on the ground. Tyler Tenner, 15 carries, 34 yards. Again, He had a 26-yard run on the opening touch of the game offensively and had a 21-yard run into the end zone on that drive, wiped out by a penalty. Since then, he has had nothing over 10 yards. He's had a 9-yard and a 6-yard run, and a couple of those. Those have been his longest totes of the night since that opening carry. He actually had a streak of 5 negative carries in a span of 6 late in the first into the second quarter. Ledgers made a quick and decisive adjustment to get him to the ground because they had a hard time doing so on the opening drive. 1 of 3 through the air is Colton Kraus. He threw a pick 6 to Cade Christensen in that second quarter. They have committed 8 penalties, costing them 69 yards. And the Crusaders 3 of 9 on third down in the opening quarter on 6 first downs. For the Ledgers, again unofficially, 126 yards of offense. So again, as far as their standard, it's been a bit of a struggle. 30 yards on the ground, 96 through the air. A lot of those coming on that last drive from Mitch Wechter. 96 yards he has. 5 of 8 through the air, including that touchdown to Blake Lamb late in the first half. 2 penalties committed for them, for the Ledgers, for 10 yards. Again, the rushing yards are not anything that's going to jump out at you. The Ledgers have had a couple of very short fields. They fumbled twice, turned it over once. So the numbers won't jump out at you. Clay Scheffler with 2 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown. Marcus Orlandoni, 4 carries for 10 yards. And nobody else is officially over 10 yards carrying the football, if you can believe that. Ledgers were only 0 of 2 on third down. They did not have many conversions to make after their opening 2 drives on offense. So, statistically, it's by far not a pretty game both ways. But at this point in the year, you're only worried about putting up points and continuing to play. And right now the Ledgers are in position. If they can put together a drive in the third quarter, again, the way their defense has played, you could see some frustration starting to set in late in the first half with Racine Lutheran. They committed a motion penalty on a 4th down try, which made it a little bit more difficult for them on that particular drive. A couple of personal foul penalties on the play before and right after the touchdown that closed the first half for the Ledgers as they finally make their way out onto the field. You must stay inside tonight. It's warm. It's cold outside. This would be what you call November football. Last week you had wind and some rain depending upon where you were at. The week before to open the playoffs felt more like mid-August. Had the chance to go to Lodi and cover an 8-1 game with Lodi and Mayville. And when you can stand out in late October for a playoff game in short sleeves, not have to worry about closing the press box window, hey, you bank that and hopefully you can bring some of that warm weather with you later on, like on a night like tonight. We'll pause and come back with the start of the second half in a couple of moments from Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial. Ledgers in control. They open the second half with possession on offense when we return after this at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Get more Mazda for your money during the construction sale and SUV month at Holiday Mazda Fond du Lac. Tame winter roads in the raved about 2017 Mazda CX-5 with all-wheel drive. Lease from just $199 per month or from $259 per month with 0 down.
I know that they're going to be honest with me and they like family. That's really what keeps me coming back.
Come see us and discover the difference.
At Holiday Mazda Fond du Lac. Wisconsin, it's worth the trip.
Put your financial future into focus. Fond du Lac and Dodge County's money man, Pat Bresky of Lakeside Wealth Management.
Through unbiased recommendations and personalized service, Lakeside Wealth Management offers a wide range of comprehensive, independent solutions to help build, preserve, and transfer your wealth. We create individualized, custom investment strategies that we uniquely design to meet our clients' needs, whether it's income creation, long-term growth, or growth with a little income. These are just a few of those examples. Most importantly, we try to understand our clients' level of volatility volatility or downside risk levels that they feel comfortable with and build all of our strategies with that in mind. We just don't set you up with a plan and let you sit there. Markets are constantly on the move, money managers are regularly being monitored, and that is why we regularly review your portfolio to make sure it's still meeting your goals as well as our standards. Come and see us at the end of South Main Street in Fond du Lac. We are right next door to Rob's Riverwood Salon, or visit us online at lakesidewealthmanagement.net.
Advisory services and securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Special thanks to W&W Electric Motors for sponsoring tonight's game. Their goal remains constant: to provide quality customer-focused service, fast repair, response, and evaluation. Free pickup and delivery, 24/7 support, a highly skilled technical staff, and a level of proactive preventative maintenance programs. Locations in Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Waupun. It's W&W Electric Motors of Fond du Lac. Just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Ledger's up 3 scores. They play the winner of Marquessan and Mineral Point. The Hornets went to the second quarter in that matchup up 24-0. The gap has closed as Mineral Point has scored 2 touchdowns of their own and had made it 24-12. The other big tilt going on up in Kimberly, Fondy's up there in Division 1. That one's 21-7 near the half. Kimberly with a lead. Of course, those two teams earlier this season in the regular season hooked up for a dandy here. Kimberly came out on top. What an incredible streak the Papermakers are on. They have the longest high school football team winning streak in the nation right now. Great story in the Fond du Lac Reporter this week about how almost eerily similar the timing is of Fondy playing a team that had a long winning streak. At the time in 1987, the comparison is being made to Manitowoc Lincoln. When Fondy and Lincoln hooked up at about this same spot within 7 days of the same date in 1987 when Fondy ended the ship's streak. And of course, Fondy ended up winning the state title that season over Oconomowoc. Here the Ledgers, of course, they have the pedigree. This is their 10th straight playoff appearance. In the last 9 years, 5 of them have ended with gold balls, 1 silver, and the remaining 3 ended at level 4. Division 5, Cedar Grove had a 14-0 lead into the second quarter over Valders. West De Pere and Notre Dame, that one in Division 2. Halftime, Notre Dame is up on West De Pere, that one 14-0. It has gone to the half. Division 7, Fall River and Wild Rose. Fall River leads that one 8-7. Wild Rose is the only blemish in the loss column for Fall River this season. It's the first time Fall River has made level 3 in the school's history. They're looking to keep going and make the state semifinal. Lodi, who scraped by in level 1 a couple of weeks ago in that 1-8 game against Mayville, leading Lake Mills 21-0 at the half. Something about when you get challenged in a way that you don't expect and you come out on top, that kind of sometimes can buoy you through the rest of what you are able to earn and put some hair on your back. Maybe hair on your back is not such a good thing, but either way, Lodi still playing in Division 4. After, again, they were in position to be knocked out 2 weeks ago in level 1. So we're getting ready to go here. Again, the Ledgers won the toss and deferred to the second half. And Mitchell Wechter looked solid throwing the football with one timeout left and about 1:35 remaining. And he engineered the drive that set them up for that Blake Lamb touchdown catch that gave them the 21-0 lead. So the first time we'll see the Crusaders put a toe to the football in David Voss. He was kicking from about 30 yards and was able to distance the crossbar, but his team down 21-0. Highly doubt Racine Lutheran will be kicking field goals from this point, and he punches it on the ground, and it'll come up to Clay Scheffler at about the 20-yard line, where he comes up the near side at the bottom of your screen, and he falls forward across the 30 to the 31-yard line, where the Ledgers start the second half. And talking about that story in the Fond du Lac Reporter, an outstanding piece. Fondy and Kimberly hooking up. Papermakers with the longest winning streak in the nation right now. Wechter under center. Scheffler wing to the right. And the give is inside. Looked like Orlandoni trying to hop over the mess at the 35 to the 36. Maybe about 4 or 5 for Orlandoni. They'll give him 5. And again, the numbers at the first half are not. If you like a lot of numbers for a team being up 21-0, you're not going to find them here. The Ledgers had less than 150 yards of offense. Excellent field position and Crusader mistakes helped set the deck. And they ride the option, and Wechter leaves it with Orlandoni, and he probes the right side of the offensive line. And he gets to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 2. So third down here upcoming. Ledgers only faced 2 third downs in the first half. Did not convert either. Third down upcoming. Receiver to the right. And the handoff goes again inside. Orlandoni is stopped short. He did not get it. No gain. So the Ledgers, again, when they punted on the opening drive against Dodgeland, was their first punt in 7 games. They punted on the opening drive of the game tonight, and it looks as though they'll do it again here as Orlandoni was stopped. So now Tyler Tenner drops back to receive, and on kickoffs, the Ledgers have been avoiding him like the plague. And Wechter will put his toe to it. Driving kick. Tenner will watch it bounce, and he picks it up at the 14-yard line, trying to weave around traffic. Makes one man miss, and he will not make the second man miss. He almost did not make him miss. He somehow didn't go down in that wrap. And we got a flag resting at the Crusader 39-yard line. Boy, that was a dangerous move by Tenner. The ball bounced twice, and he decided to pick it up with a couple of blue shirts in the vicinity. And the penalty, again, is against the Crusaders. That is their 9th flag against of the game. I should say not the Crusaders, the Ledgers. It was pointed that way. Okay. Left is no longer left in this reverse world. We're about 2 minutes into the second half. So this is going to give the Crusaders much better field position. Penalty is against the Ledgers. Their 3rd flag against of the game. They'll put them out at the 36-yard line. 10-yard penalty. So the Ledgers did not find it easy going here to start the half with the football. So Lutheran starts at the 36. They bring Hess in motion from the bottom of the screen, and they give it to him on the handoff. He's got a blocker in front. Out across the 40, stays on his feet. He's got the first down out across the 45. Near the 47, a gain of 12. That's the longest play from scrimmage offensively for Lutheran since that Tenner carry. I should say since Hess carried it for 10 on the 3rd play from scrimmage offensively of the game. And now we get an official timeout. And again, an issue for the Ledgers as they bring Carlos Ozols to the near side. And he's replaced again by Sam Kaufman. Ozols again looked like he drew some blood at the bridge of his nose. That's a Chuck Cecil move. Probably dating myself by pulling out a Chuck Cecil reference. And the handoff goes to Tenner, sweeping to the bottom of the screen. Gets through traffic initially, but Mitchell Wechter there to put the squeeze on him at the 49-yard line, gain of a yard. Boy, Tenor has not had room. He started the game with a 26-yard run at a 21-yard touchdown run called back by illegal motion. He has not been over 9 yards in any carry since. Less than 40 yards and 15 touches in the first half. Tight shotgun for Kraus. Handoff to Hess. The same play that got him 12 yards gets him bent over for a loss back inside the 45 at the 44. A loss of 5 for Hess. And a third down upcoming. Third down at about 12, perhaps 13. Actually, they'll say forward progress is stopped for only a loss of 2. Third down and 11 at the 47. Hess and Honold to the right. Third man joins him at the bottom of the screen. Back to pass. Kraus waiting, winding, throwing into traffic, leaping, knocked away, incomplete. Honor had a initial opening, but Wechter came over and knocked it away. It's fourth down at midfield. So if you're Racine Lutheran here, you're down 3 scores. You've got 8:28 left in the third quarter, and they'll line up and punt. They had a good defensive show, and give Racine Lutheran credit. They have played defense very well tonight. One of those 3 touchdowns came on a short field. The other touchdown came on a pick 6. They've held the Ledgers to under 150 yards of offense. Hess gets a end-over-end kick away, and waving for and making the fair catch was Mitchell Wechter outside the 20 at about the 23-yard line. So the Ledger offense back out on the field. Again, dueling punts opened the second half just as the game opened. We're at 8:20 left in the third quarter. Racine Lutheran back on it again. They'll mark it at the 22-yard line. Cedar Grove and Valders at the half Division 5 state quarterfinal. Cedar Grove continuing to hold a 14-0 lead over the Vikings there. That's a 1-6 game. Valders actually got a home game in level 2 because 7-seed Laconia knocked off 2-seed Southern Door in that D5 matchup. Scheffler in motion, and somebody moved when they shouldn't have. That'll be a penalty on the Ledgers. Well, nope, take it away. They actually marked off sides on Lutheran. Boy, that flag thrown right in the area when Scheffler started to go into motion. Thought it might have been a motion penalty. But instead, the Crusaders are flagged for the 10th time tonight. So 1st and 5. Ball out to about the 27-yard line. Winner gets Marcus Anner Mineral Point. Into the second quarter of that one, it was 24-12 Hornets. Scheffler in motion. He'll get the pitch sweeping to the bottom of the screen. Trying to read a block by Austin. Burrows ahead, knocks down one defender out there, but he gets help. It was James Wilson who wasn't up to the task initially, but he got help from his friends in white. Scheffler didn't need much. For the first down, he got 6 to the 35. So Scheffler moves it out to the 40, or I should say the 36, we'll call it. Enough for the first. Lamb, bottom of the screen. And a little misdirection. They give it to the near side. That's Scheffler, and he's squared up again. This time Wilson was able to drag him down as he got squared up by Scheffler. Pretty good read. Again, the Ledgers try a little misdirection. They got 1, and that's it. So 2nd and 9, 37-yard line, Ledger territory. 7:40 with a rolling clock in the third quarter. Into that third quarter now in that Cedar Grove Valders game in Division 5. Wachter, 3-step drop, looks right, throws through traffic, and the short hops Cade Christensen, who was open at the 46, but that is a tough throw. Wachter was standing on the hash line at the bottom of your screen, and he threw it to the numbers at the top of the screen, and the length of the throw almost takes more distance to get to the boundary than it does crossing the field going for positive yards. So an incomplete pass that's up 3rd and 9. Wachter was 5 of 8 throwing in the first half. A lot of those completions coming on the opening, on the last drive of the half. Little bubble screen. Blake Lamb gets through an arm tackle, 37-yard line, hops outside. He's got game-breaking speed. He's into Crusader territory, escorted out of bounds there by Cozy, but not before he's got a first down. On 3rd and 9, nifty move. Lamb covered a ton of territory, far side to near side. 18 yards on 3rd and 9. And he moves the chains to the Crusader 41 on the handoff off of motion to Clay Scheffler, and he is cut down inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. Trenton Tenner off the left side of the defensive line crashed down and was able to trip him. Scheffler with 2, 2nd down and long. Zach Austin in motion. Handoff Orlandoni, a seam initially in the middle, and it was closed quickly as he's bottled at the 35-yard line, short of the first down, a gain of about 4, perhaps 5. It'll set up 3rd down and 3. Another 3rd down. And a whistle and a flag. Somebody moved. Penalty on the Ledgers. So that will make it 3rd down and 9 instead. So the Ledgers have yet to convert a 3rd down here in the game. Maul off the field. Lamb back on. Ledgers from the Crusader 40 as we tick to the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And a whistle, and the Ledgers were running out of play clock, and it took too long to get in, so they'll have to spend a timeout. We'll take it as well. Ledgers up 3 touchdowns midway through the 3rd quarter at Fruth in this Division 6 Level 3 playoff game. Back with more in a moment at RadioPlusInfo.com. In a Ledger timeout, their first of the half. We're at 6:02 left, 3rd quarter. The scoreboard says the Ledgers are in command, but they have been pressed a bit tonight. Their offense, less than 150 yards total in the first half, but they held Racine Lutheran to less than 50. Even with the dynamic Tyler Tenner, the sophomore in white and purple for the Crusaders, was held to 34 yards on 15 carries in the first half. Ledgers on 3rd and 9. Scheffler short motion, back to pass. Scheffler picks up the blitz. Wachter in a lot of trouble in the backfield, and he is going to go down in a rugby scrum at about the 39-yard line. And they finally blow the whistle. I'm sitting here guessing. The pile's not moving. And we're going to get a whistle and a penalty. And Thomas Moore has got his hands extended with the palms in the air, wondering what the heck. And they're going to wave it off. I'm sitting here thinking the pile has stopped moving. No whistle has blown. If a penalty gets thrown after the play has stopped moving forward, how does that work? And the Ledgers are going to have to punt. Again, it has not been a pretty game. If you were looking for offensive fireworks, not tonight. Wachter will line up to punt, and Tyler Tenner stands at about his 9-yard line, and Wachter has done a good job. This is his 3rd punt of the game. He's done a good job of avoiding Tenner. He's pinned Lutheran twice inside the 20-yard line. Waving for and making the fair catch at the 5-yard line. Again, 3rd time Wechter has managed to pin the Lutheran offense deep. So from the 5, with 5:15 left in the third quarter, Ledger's turned an 8-yard field into a Clay Scheffler 5-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter. Ensuing offensive drive by Racine Lutheran turned into a 33-yard pick six by Cade Christensen, made it 14-0. With a minute 40 or so left in the first half, Ledger offense took over and went 59 yards and 5 plays. Blake Lamb with a touchdown catch, and the extra point made it 21-0, and that is where we stand. All of the points scored in the second quarter, and it didn't take offensive fireworks to do it. A pick six and a 5-yard touchdown run on an 8-yard drive. Again, the Ledgers had less than 150 yards of offense in the first half. Lutheran had less than 50. So all things considered, defensively, the Crusaders have done a solid job. They've committed 10 penalties, however, on the night. The first of those 10 wiped out a touchdown run by Tyler Tenner. And since then, Crusaders have notched all of 4 first downs since that opening drive. Now from the 5. Motion by Tenner from the far side. Actually, that's Hess. And they give it inside. Looked like Moore. He didn't get much, maybe 2. Moore got 2. And Tenner had a 26-yard run to open the game. A 21-yard touchdown wiped out. Tenner's longest carry since about the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, 6 yards. He's had 4 carries for negative yardage. And this is a guy that came in through 11 games with 1,700 plus yards and 27 touchdowns. Honor to the bottom of the screen, Hess to the top. Half-loaded pistol in the pitch to Tenner. Tenner hit at the line of scrimmage, tries to bounce it out, forget about it. Forward progress is going to give him maybe a yard, but no more, 3rd and long. If you can hear the public address announcer, you might as well just guess McKinley Beto and Jacob Schrouth are somewhere in the offensive backfield. They converged on the stop. We ticked to 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Solis slot right, wide right Hess. Twins to the top. And the snap to Kraus. Kraus has not completed a pass. He's completed more passes to his own team. Nice job coming back for the football, and that looks as though it'll be enough for the first down. Caught by Honor, and it got him out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Gain of 10. First completion by Kraus to one of his own. Tenner in motion out of the slot. They fake to him. Back to pass. Sets up. Deep throw. Right side coming back. Jump ball. Knocked away. Incomplete. Hess had position, but Hefner knocked it away even though he was 2 yards beyond where the ball came down. Excellent job. He did not interfere. Looked back for the football and avoided the contact. Hess was in position for the jump ball. The clock stops, 3:29 left in quarter number 3. So 2nd down and 10, 17-yard line in Crusader territory. Ledgers show some pressure off the bottom of your screen. Immediate pressure avoided initially by Kraus. Trying to hop through traffic, can't quite do it. He got the line of scrimmage and not much more. Cade Christensen was up there in support. And also Carlos Ozols off the right side of the defensive line was there to spill him for a minimal gain. They'll give him 2. So another 3rd down. 0 of 4 to this point. The Crusaders on 3rd down. They were 3 of 9 in the first half. Cozy bottom of the screen. Hess to the top. Beto at the bottom of your screen. And again, he's in the backfield. It's a foot race again. He gets it out into the flat. It was dropped by Moore. Moore would have probably been buried in his tracks right there. 62 Jacob Hawk was in his hip pocket when the ball arrived. It dropped it incomplete. It's 4th down. So the Crusaders on the game now, 3 of 14 on 3rd down. Clock stops, 2:43 remains in quarter number 3. But again, it's not been pretty for the Ledgers on offense either. The Crusader defense has been solid tonight. An 8-yard drive on 2 plays and a pick 6 are 2 of the 3 scores. Hess gets it away. It is high, end over end, and short. Lamb off his hands at the 44-yard line, picks it back up at the 46, threw a couple of leg tackles near midfield, refusing to go out of bounds, and he's finally spun down. The Energizer Bunny trying to find a way through traffic, can't quite do it. He's dropped at the 47, but still good field position for the Ledgers in Crusader territory. So from the 47, with 2:29 left in quarter number 3, Ledgers lead it by 3 scores. Lamb to the bottom of your screen to the left. Christensen at the top to the right. Motion by Scheffler. He gets the handoff. Gets through backfield traffic. Carries a couple of white shirts with him inside the 45 to the 42. A gain of about 6, we'll call it. And instead it'll be 5. Again, the incredible balance on this team being the Ledgers. Scheffner's high carry total for the year is 12. No one has carried the ball more than 15 times in any one game. Scheffler in motion. He gets the pitch, sweeping to the bottom of your screen. A stiff arm on Cozy, and Cozy hangs on. Yep, it's going to be a flag all over the place. He got a horse collar. If you want to look at the matchup, Cozy 5'8", 154, and Scheffler 6'2", 215. That's a 15-yarder. Yep, that is a horse collar. Cozy made contact, and the only way he could hang on was to latch on for dear life. So Scheffler would have gotten the first down. He got 6 on the carry. But you're going to tack on 15 more. That is 11 penalties on the Crusaders, costing them over 100 yards. And something, they haven't turned it over tonight, but something else you just can't do on the road in a playoff game is shoot yourself in the foot with penalties, and they've done that tonight, unfortunately. Scheffler in motion from the right again. Again, he gets the handoff, waiting patiently for something to open. Not much does. He burrows forward, makes something out of a little, and gets to the 15-yard line. Gain of about 6, perhaps 7. They'll give him 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. We tick under 1:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Again, the winner getting Marcus Ann or a mineral point. That game was late into the 2nd quarter with Marcus Ann up 24-12. Kimberly and Fondy going to the 4th. Papermakers lead at 21-14. It was 21-7 at the half. Kimberly led. Handoff inside Orlandoni. White shirts all over his back as he rode the pile shy of the 10. Looks like it'll be close to the first down. The bottom side judge has his foot on the 11. And they're going to say not quite enough, 3rd and short. So a gain of 2 sets up 3rd down. Ledgers have not converted a 3rd down tonight. As we're under a minute now remaining, a whistle, and we get another official timeout. Is he going to boot somebody else to the sideline here? Now they're going to measure. I do not have the binoculars, so forget about guessing. So they'll stretch the chains here, and we'll find out. The team at Tuig Family Dentistry in Fond du Lac would like to wish the Springs and Fondy teams the best of luck, a name you have learned to trust for your family, your smile, and your health. Tuig Family Dentistry of Fond du Lac. It was enough for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 11. So the Ledgers won't have to convert a 3rd down to keep the drive alive. They'll put the clock back in motion. 1st and 10. Ledgers can get the first down at around the 1. Orlandoni behind Wachter under center. Again, Scheffler in motion from the right. Again, he gets the handoff. Has a seam to the 10, the 5. He walks in. Touchdown. So late going third quarter, the Ledgers dent the board first in the second half and extend the lead 27-0. That caps a 5-play, 47-yard drive. For the 5 plays, the ball found Clay Scheffler. And again, a guy that was the Flyway Conference Player of the Year on offense and defense. He has not been ridden like a bell cow back all season with a max touch per game offensively of 12. That was his high water mark. As Poss's kick is into the air and good. He's got gas in the tank at this point of the season. Late going third quarter, the lead is extended now 28-0. And special thanks to Capelli Brothers and Dietrich for sponsoring tonight's game. They've completed numerous construction projects, including manufacturing plants, commercial establishments, churches, healthcare facilities, schools, and all types of remodeling projects. Hickory Street in Fond du Lac. For over 69 years, their firm has provided the highest quality of workmanship for their clients. Log on CapelliDietrich.com for more information and to look at their completed projects. Again, 5 plays, 47 yards. Clay Scheffler, 4 of the 5 plays on offense, found him, and he finished it off from 11 yards out. Extra point extends the lead. It's Scheffler's second touchdown of the game. 28-0 is the count. We're at 39 seconds left in this third quarter. Fourth quarter in Kimberly, Papermakers hold a 1-score lead over the Fondy Cardinals. It's 21-14. And count it now in the fourth quarter. It has gone tied. Fond du Lac has tied the game early in the fourth quarter with Kimberly, 21-all. Dylan Seeloff with a 1-yard touchdown run to tie the game. As Poss has the troops in blue lined, this time he'll drive it deep, or not. It'll be short into the near side, and this one again. I'm wondering if that ball was going to go out of bounds. The side judge batted it back in before it was officially out of bounds. They're going to mark the penalty. I'm willing to bet if you roll that camera again and watch the spin, it would have stayed in bounds. The side judge said, do it again. I can't say I've seen that before. Where a referee decided, we'll bat the football back in bounds and let him kick it again. Poss is not going to kick this one. They're going to have Sam Skiff do the run-up. And this will be a run-up and a kick. And he hits a spinner to the near side. Moore comes up on it at the 27-yard line, across the 30. 35, shoulder shake at the 40, and he is met by a trio, and a flag is going to come in from both angles, front and back, as he hit the deck at the 43-yard line. Of all the things you remember in a game, that might stick with me for a while. The referee batting a ball back in, and the penalty was whistled on the Crusaders. And that Kimberly-Fondy matchup, again, their hookup, those two teams in the regular season went to the wire as well, and Fondy was in position to end Kimberly's winning streak, and they were unable to. Right now, Kimberly, the longest winning streak in the nation, looking for their 5th straight state title, but they are being tested. That game's in the fourth quarter. Another penalty on the Crusaders, unofficially their 12th of the game. A loss of 10. Again, 31 seconds left, third quarter. Lutheran takes over at the 31-yard line. Half-loaded pistol. They'll motion Moore to the right. Instead, he comes back, gets it on the misdirection. A flag in again. Scheffler throws down Moore after a gain of 1. And again, the flag in the area of holding would be the 13th of the game against the Crusaders, and it is the call. A 10-yard mark-off with the flag resting at the 30-yard line and being a spot foul. Going to make it first and about 21. Scheffler looking to the sideline to see if they want to take this or not. And they will. Crusaders haven't turned it over. They've played solid defense. Only 2 of the 4 touchdowns the Ledgers have scored have come as a result of their offense, and one of those 2 offensive, or I should say one of the 3 offensive drives was on an 8-yard field after a long punt return by Blake Lamb. 1st and 22, back at the 20-yard line. Crusaders need the 42-yard line. This likely the last play of the third quarter as we're nearing 10 seconds. Under center goes Kraus. They bring Tenner in motion. He gets the carry, tries to sweep outside. He's cut off there. And back inside the scrum goes Tenner. And he muscles his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Gain of 7. And that ends the third quarter. Ledgers in command with a quarter left, with a ticket to level 4 awaiting in 12 minutes to someone. And we'll be back for that fourth quarter to Fruth and Fond du Lac after this. You're watching high school sports at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Motor repair and replacement, pumps, pulleys, and belts, barn fans, distribution of Milwaukee tools, and more. With convenient locations in Oshkosh, Waupun, and Fond du Lac, WW Electric Motors are your trusted local business for electrical and mechanical apparatus services. Just like our area teams go, WW Electric Motors can make it go too. Over 65 years in the area.
Best of luck in your game today from everybody at W&W Electric Motors.
Back for the fourth quarter, 28-0 is the Ledger lead. The Division 7 quarterfinal, Wild Rose and Fall River has gone final. Fall River held on to beat Wild Rose 8-7. So Fall River made their first trip ever in school history to level 3, and they will play on in level 4. Fondy and Kimberly in D1 are tied at 21 in the fourth quarter. At last check, Markesan had a 24-12 lead at the half over Mineral Point. Looking for an update on that one in the second half. Have not seen one since. Division 5, Cedar Grove has extended their lead over Valders. Going to the fourth quarter, it's 21-0 in that one. And here we go. Teams switch ends now. Crusaders in white and purple will move to your left. Under center goes Kraus, and he hands off, looked like Hess, and a flag gets tossed and plunks Carlos Ozols in the back at the 30-yard line, and they throw flags all over that one right at the point where the tackle was made. A dozen penalties tonight called on the Crusaders, and this might be number 13 upcoming. Clay Scheffner is trying to join the fray, and we don't want you there, son. Moments into the fourth quarter. That's going to be a face mask on Springs. Fourth penalty of the night on the Ledgers, and that's going to bail out Racine Lutheran on this particular instance. It's going to set up a first down and put the ball out across the 40-yard line. At about the 42 is the spot. Yeah, they'll move the chains on that. It's a first down. So they get the penalty yardage. Receiver to the top of the screen. That's Hess, and misdirection and tried triple handoff there as they get it to Tenner. And that's Tenner's longest run since the first touch of the game, as he rips off 13 into Ledger territory to the 45. So Tyler Tenner, boy, they tried to dizzy everybody up there. The ball was handed off 2 more times after Kraus handed it off from the snap. Honora to the bottom of the screen. Double wing. And the handoff goes to what looks like Hess. Hess got off a backfield tackle by Christensen, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and Cade not very happy with his effort there. He had him for a 3-yard loss, couldn't hold him. Hess got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be second down. Kimberly Fondy remain tied at 21. They're at the halfway mark of the fourth quarter in Kimberly. Another dogfight between the Cardinals and the Papermakers, as it was early in the regular season. Back to pass goes Kraus, rolling right again. There's McKinley Beto and Jacob Schrouth, and they converge again. They have pretty much thrown down stakes and made a camp with a fire in the offensive backfield, and there again they show up and drop him for an 8-yard loss. Those guys have proven unblockable for Racine Lutheran tonight. Cedar Grove now extending their lead. They're looking to get back to the state final, and they're getting closer to being one step away, getting to level 4. They now lead Valders in that D5 quarterfinal 28-0. Fake to Hess on the option. And the pitch is to Tenner. Tenner cut back across the grain, stays on his feet. The referee hopping out of the way, stays on his feet, gets through 1, 2, 3, 4 tackles, finally blown down from behind by Kate Christensen, who I think had a shot at him initially way back across the field, and he got to the 41-yard line after all of the dizzy work. And sets up 4th down and 7. He got about 8 yards on all of that work. 4th down and 7. Boy, that could have been 4th down and forget about it. Instead, it's 4th down and 7, maybe 6 at the Ledger 41. We tick to 9:20 left in the 4th quarter. Receiver to the bottom is Honor, trips to the top. Back to pass, waiting. Kraus finally has time but finds nobody open. Trying to get away from Beto, and a bear hug says goodnight. We got the ball back. Beto drops him again. A loss of about 13. Well, Beto was locked up initially on that play, but Kraus could not find anybody open, and as soon as he tried to extend the play beyond about 3 or 4 seconds, Beto swallowed him up. Back at the Lutheran 47-yard line, which is where the Ledger offense will take over. 9:05 left in the 4th quarter. Put it at the 47-yard line. So the Ledgers moving in on another level 4 appearance. They have not been stopped short of level 4 in the last 9 years. Clay Scheffler tries to hop it outside to the top of your screen, and he is driven out of bounds. But they're going to say he was down inbounds. He got a yard. It keeps the clock moving. 2nd and 9. So here we go, 2nd and 9. 46-yard line in Crusader territory. And a whistle before the play again as Ezra Tucker was coming in motion, and it is motion on Fond du Lac. Sixth penalty of the night on the Ledgers. Inside of 6 minutes left now, 4th quarter. Kimberly has retaken the lead, 28-21. Second down and 14 upcoming after the penalty. Again, last check we had on that Marcus Ann Mineral point game was 24-12, closing in on the half. Delay handoff goes to Orlandoni, and he is back into Crusader territory at about the original line of scrimmage at about the 47, sets up 3rd down and long. So 3rd down and call it 10 and change. Clock rolling, under 7:40 left in the 4th quarter. Springs in position to get back to level 4. The one team they won't see this year that they have seen the last 4 consecutive is Darlington, who Marcus Ann, ironically, knocked out in level 1. Fake the pass, under pressure. Wachter throws as he's hit, and he is short of his intended receiver. Closest guy looked like Jordan Giles, and it is another 4th down. 4th punt of the night upcoming for the Ledgers. Boy, if you would say that the Ledgers would have barely 200 yards of offense and had to punt 4 times, you might not think the score would be the way it is, but they do lead it, and that's what's important, the points on the board. High wobbly spiral by Wechter. Tenner watches it bounce sideways, and it will stop at the 10-yard line. All of Wechter's punts have died inside the 20 of Racine Lutheran. He has done a good job of tilting the field. And we have just over 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Ledger's in command. If the Marcus Ann Mineral Point game stayed as it was late in the first half with Marcus Ann up a dozen, we'd see a rematch of week 1 with a trip to Madison on the line with the Ledgers and the Hornets. Here we have 7:08 left in the fourth. Again, Fall River in Division 7 secured their first school ever trip to level 4 by beating Wild Rose, who was the only team to beat them earlier in the year. The final there was 8-7. Handoff goes to Tenner, sweeping to the top of your screen. He's got an escort this time outside, bumped into his own man as he crosses the 15. They might give him the 16. It'd be a gain of about 6, perhaps 7. They'll give him 6, call it 2nd and 4. Again, Tenner had a 26-yard run on the opening play from scrimmage. And the Ledgers have done an outstanding job of bottling him up since. He had 34 yards on 15 carries the rest of the half. And the handoff coming near side, that looks like Tenner again. He got nothing. Tenner stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down. He might have lost a yard, as a matter of fact. 0 of 6 on 3rd down this half for Racine Lutheran. This has been a defensive struggle if you want to can this and deliver it in some way. It has been defensive. 12 penalties committed by the Crusaders, costing them over 100 yards. Ledgers with a couple of turnovers. They fumbled on the first play from scrimmage on their 3rd drive when they had the ball inside the 25 of the Crusaders after a short punt. Half-loaded pistol for Kraus. Back to pass. Sets up. Throws a rifle shot to the far side and in and out of the hands of Cozy at the 27-yard line. Would have been a 1st down, but he could not squeeze it, and now it's 4th. So 0 of 7 now on 3rd down for the Crusaders, and at this point with 5.5 left, although they line Hess up to kick. Yeah, they will. Crusaders got here with a level 2 playoff win over Manitowoc Lutheran. Their 2 playoff wins this year were their first since 2009. They finished 2nd in the Metro Classic Conference. Hess's kick, pretty good one. Wechter will take it at the 49-yard line, and a flag thrown immediately. Wechter to the 45, and he's bumped out of bounds at the 44, and a flag thrown. If it were raining tonight, the flags might have to find the washing machine. So we'll check what this yellow means as it was thrown by the back judge. And that one has gone official in D1. Fondy had tied Kimberly in the 4th quarter with about 6.5 minutes left. Kimberly scored inside of 6 minutes left and held on 28-21. Amherst moving on in Division 5. They pound Stratford 52-15. Fondy got to the 1-yard line of Kimberly with 4th and goal with under a minute left and were unable to punch it in. So Fondy was on the doorstep with a possibility to tie the game, and they were stalled on 4th and 1 from the 1. They bring motion from Tucker. He gets the carry, and he is squeezed across the 45 at the 47. Was a 5-yard mark off on the penalty prior to that play for the Ledgers. Their 7th penalty. So Tucker gets 4, 2nd down and 6 at the 48-yard line. Boy, that game, Fondy and Kimberly, almost became a mirror image of their battle early in the regular season. But Kimberly's streak lives on. They'll see level 4. Scheffler in motion from the bottom of your screen. He's got a blocker in front. That's Orlandoni. He tries to work his way through a trio of white shirts. He's able to get into Crusader territory at the 49-yard line. Short gain, 2, maybe 3. It'll set up 3rd down and about 3. So another 3rd down. Ledgers, again, amazingly have not converted a 3rd down tonight. Lamb off the field. Jordan Giles brings the play in from Coach Kyle Krieger calling the offense on the bottom of your screen. Scheffler slot right. Matthew Mall, bottom of the screen, wide right. Fake the handoff, pressure immediately on Wechter. He steps through it, throws over the middle, jump ball, and it hits the deck incomplete. Batted away by Colton Kraus. Mall was there, and Clay Scheffler giving the defender back there a pat on the helmet. It's 4th down, so the Ledgers again fail to convert. Well, if you're a coach, Coach Hyland and his crew, they definitely have things that they will be able to clean up after tonight. But the bottom line is they have done the deed again and will find level 4. In that last update we had, Marcus Ann was up 12 going into the second half. Have not seen an update on that one in a while. We're at 4:03 left in this one. Ledger's in command. Tenor awaits at his 20. This is a high, wobbly spiral to the bottom of your screen. And it takes a bounce, and it's picked up on the hop by Moore, and he got squeezed. The ball came out. I believe they might have blown him down. Yeah, they say down by contact. Again, a dangerous pickup in traffic. The ball hanging in the air after hitting the turf, and Moore said, yep, I'm going to pluck it out and try. But the ball came out after he hit the deck. He'll take over at the 25-yard line. 3:53 left in the 4th. Special thanks to W&W Electric Motors. They sponsored the game tonight along with others. Their goal remains constant. Provide quality customer-focused service, fast repair and evaluation, free pickup and delivery, 24/7 support, a highly skilled technical staff, and a level of proactive and preventative maintenance programs as Tenor is bottled up at about the 30-yard line. Locations for W&W Electric Motors in Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and Waupun. Tenor for 7 on 1st down. Bayport and Appleton North in Division 1. North leading 49-34. That one looks like it might be in the books for Bayport with about 3 minutes left. Tenor in motion, top to bottom, back to pass. Beto is sealed initially. Leaping interception at the 47-yard line by Mitchell Wechter. Wechter up the far side inside the 40, out of bounds at around the 35. Boy, did he go tall for that one near midfield. Honor was in position to make the catch, but Wechter playing deep center field. He's a baseball guy. He knew what he was doing. And he turns it over. First Racine Lutheran turnover of the night. And with 3:05 left, the Ledgers with a chance to run down the clock and earn a trip to level 4. Again, that has gone final. Kimberly and Fondy, 28-21. Papermakers, the longest winning streak in the nation, stays alive. Wechter faking, rolling to the bottom of your screen. He throws deep on the run, and a jump ball. It's picked off in the end zone. Hess picks it off at the back line. Looked like they were going for Cade Christensen. Nicely done. Two guys, 6'2", 6'3" back there, and Hess wins the battle. Ledgers with their second turnover. So Racine Lutheran, one play, gets it right back at the 20-yard line. And again, that Fondy game ended with the Cardinals being stopped on 4th and goal from the 1 with under 30 seconds left. Another barn burner for those two teams with the same result as early in the season. '68 consecutive wins for Kimberly. Reverse, coming back near side, that's Tenor again, doing everything they can to try and shake him loose, and they just cannot do it. Maybe a yard for Tenor. Actually, Tenor lost a yard. So it's in the 4th now. Marcus Ann finally an update there. 47-12. It was 24-12 at the half. Marcus Ann has again put the hammer down in the second half and extended the lead over Mineral Point. So we're looking at the very strong possibility of a Week 1 rematch in Level 4 between Marcus Ann and St. Mary Springs, as Tenor is able to weave his way to the 31-yard line for a gain of 12 and a first down. Boy, Tenor has seen the ball a bunch tonight, but the Ledgers have done an excellent job defending him since the first drive. Bubble screen, they get Honor, and he gets out across the 30, 35, 40. Pretty good design there as he gets outside and is out of bounds, stops the clock out across the 45 at the 46, gain of 15, move the chains. Only the second completion of the night for Kraus. And the Crusaders quickly up on the football. We're at 93 seconds left in the 4th. Snap, fake to the bottom, hand off to Moore. Moore gets into the Springs territory, where he's cut down by Clay Scheffler and company at about the 47-yard line. Gain of about 8. 2nd and 2 as we roll to a minute left. A whistle, and we're going to get an official timeout. And they're going to have Tyler Tenor come off to the side. He has worked hard. Again, he's only a sophomore. 1,700-plus yards, 27 touchdowns on the season coming in. He had 24 touches for 249 and 2 scores last week in the win in Level 2 over Manny Lutheran. So he'll have to stay out for at least a play. But he, along with Kraus, will be back next year for the Crusaders, who finished 2nd in the Metro Classic. And back to pass. Again, Kraus with the screen. That ball tipped in the air, incomplete. Boy, that defensive front has proven very tough to block for Racine Lutheran's front. The clock stops on the batted ball, incomplete. 56 seconds remain in the quarter. Again, Marcus Ann was 47-12 the count late in the 4th quarter over Mineral Point. Marcus Ann jumped out 18-0 in that one. Actually, it was 24-0 early in the 2nd quarter of that one before Mineral Point put up their 12 points, got to the locker room down 12, but then Marcus Ann again lit the inferno and now are up 47-12. Looking at a rematch with the Ledgers again. Those two teams, Marcus Ann and Springs, met in Week 1, a game won by St. Mary Springs 35-0. A little bit more on the line this time with a trip to Madison. So the Ledgers will make it to at least Level 4 for the 10th straight season. Half-loaded pistol for Kraus and movement up front again. Number 13 in yellow on the night against the Crusaders. And again, when you look at the numbers and everything pans out, well, they gave up, that being the Crusader defense, less than 150 yards of offense in the first half, yet it was 21-0. A pick 6 was in there. A good punt return set up the Ledger offense 1st and goal from the 8. And the only drive of note was at the end of the first half where the Ledgers went over 50 yards in 5 plays at the end of the half to get into the end zone, and most of that was through the air. The Lutheran defense has done a pretty good job in not giving up the big home run hit on the ground, which the Ledgers are certainly capable of doing. And the pitch goes to the outside. That's Cozy, and he is bumped out of bounds back into Ledger territory at about the 47-yard line, we'll call it. About a gain of 7. 4th down and 3. We're at 40 seconds left in the 4th. So that's looking like the matchup right now. The Ledgers and Hornets at a location to be determined. Springs seems to find Middleton quite a bit. We'll see if that magnet is strong enough here in 2017. Kraus under pressure, and he will stay. Did he stay on his feet? Right. That's what Kraus is wondering. Schrouth was all over him, threw him down, and Kraus is saying, hey, my knee didn't go down. I'm not sure that it did. But the referee says turnover on downs, and Kraus can't believe it. The thing we don't have the benefit of is a video replay, but the referee who called that was on the far hash on the opposite side of the crown of the field. So the Ledger offense will come out, and they'll put a knee on the ground, and that'll make it official. But, man, there's been some weird things tonight. That, a side referee on a kickoff batting the ball in bounds and saying, hey, re-kick, it was going out of bounds anyway, when, depending upon your angle, you might have argued otherwise. Wachter, the snap, and the knee, and he'll allow the clock to expire. And the St. Mary Springs Ledgers remain unblemished, 13-0. 10th straight year they'll reach level 4. Racine Lutheran will finish a solid season. Their first 2 playoff wins since 2009. And they finished the season at 10-2. 28-0 is the count. And we'll see if we can't make official the matchup that they'll have with Marcus Ann in level 4 before we leave the Wave tonight. Again, the final, you see it, Ledgers 28, Crusaders nothing. We're back to wrap things up in a few. You are watching high school sports at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Ah, graduation day. A time for parents to beam with pride as your youngsters embark on a swell future. All but one, that is. You see, Billy thought it would be neat to try Taco Bell's new boldly seasoned naked chicken chips dipped in a sinful side of nacho cheese sauce. By graduating to these crispy triangles of temptation, the only diploma Billy will receive is a master's degree in being hooked.
Actually, it's a bachelor's in fine arts, and these things are awesome.
What a waste.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
We're proud to be part of life's special milestones. National Exchange Bank and Trust is a locally owned independent bank with big bank abilities
and convenience for all our customers in the form of competitive market-driven banking products and solutions. Greater access with more locations and ATMs across southeastern Wisconsin, and quality customer care from familiar faces and friendly voices that you've come to know and trust.
National Exchange Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Don Barclay. Listen for the Leb Insurance Group Player of the Game as part of tonight's broadcast.
The Leb Insurance Group offers individual and family medical plans, Medicare options, vision, dental, life insurance, and much more.
LebInsuranceGroup.com to get in touch with their team. The Leb Insurance Group of Fond du Lac.
Call 920-243-4100 to speak to one of our licensed agents ready to answer all of your questions. Or log on to LebInsuranceGroup.com.
Insurance simplified. The Leb Insurance Group of Fond du Lac.
Good luck to all area sports teams this season from Anders Auto Parts of Fond du Lac. When you're looking for quality paint and parts, Anders Auto Parts is the place to go. Anders Auto Parts has been serving the automotive paint and parts market since 1956. Anders features PPG automotive and industrial paints, quality name brand auto parts, and an experienced, knowledgeable staff ready to assist you. Anders is located at 16 West Sibley Street, just off of North Main Street. Call Anders first at 922-3390. Good luck to all area teams from Anders Auto Parts.
Come and grow with Burke. We are a company on the move and are looking for great people that want to grow with us. Hi, I'm Mike Phelan, President and CEO at Burke, a local company that creates quality and innovative playground equipment. Our team maintains a culture of enthusiasm, innovation, and customer service. We are currently looking for full-time first and third shift manufacturing employees. Burke offers a competitive wage and benefits package, on-the-job training, and a signing bonus. Learn more about our open positions at bciburke.com. That's bciburke.com.
The Commonwealth Companies, a team of highly experienced developers, contractors, property managers, and landscape professionals. Since 2001, Commonwealth has been a leader in innovative real estate development of affordable housing, superior and cost-efficient construction processes, state-of-the-art property operations, and creative landscape projects. Commonwealth projects reflect their commitment to the community. The adaptive reuse of existing buildings continues to lead us down the path of an expanding and diversified development portfolio. Good luck to all area teams on your trek to a state title from everyone at the Commonwealth Companies.
Collaborate, connect, construct. Are you looking for an exciting career change? Join the team at Michaels Corporation, a leading infrastructure and utility contractor in North America. Michaels is currently hiring for multiple office and field positions, including project managers and estimators. Members of the Michaels team enjoy competitive wages and generous benefits, as well as in-house programs that promote continuous education and career advancement. Collaborate with like minds, connect with your community, construct your future. Apply today at michaelscareers.us.
It's a final here at Fruth Memorial in Fond du Lac, Division 6 Level 3 playoff football. RadioPlusInfo.com is where you've been watching it. St. Mary Springs blanking Racine Lutheran 28-0. It wasn't poetry in motion, but a win is a win. The Ledgers, it was a scoreless game after one, a quarter marred by penalties and a Ledger turnover. The opening drive did find the end zone for Racine Lutheran, but a penalty, a 21-yard run by Tyler Tenner wiped that touchdown out. Two more penalties ended up forcing Lutheran to punt from their own end of the field. And again, we ended the first quarter scoreless. St. Mary Springs then found 21 points in the second quarter, the first of which was set up by a 28-yard punt return by Blake Lamb on a punt that he took from about his 39-yard line, set up first and goal from the 8. 2 plays later, Clay Scheffler found the end zone for the first of his 2 touchdowns on a 5-yard run, made it 7-0. Ensuing drive by Racine Lutheran on third down saw Colton Krause rolling out and get a pass to the flat, batted in the air by Cade Christensen. He was able to snare it out of the air and run 33 yards to the end zone for a pick-6 touchdown at about the midway marker of the second quarter. Extra point made it 14-0. An exchange of punts after that allowed the Ledgers to ultimately take over inside of 100 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Ledgers then proceeded a 5-play, 59-yard drive, and it was capped by a Blake Lamb 4-yard touchdown catch from Mitch Wechter. They did it in about a minute 20, and that made it 21-0 going to the locker room. And then the only score of the second half, again, it was Clay Scheffler who found the end zone, and it was a short field of only 47 yards, and it took 5 plays. 4 of them were Clay Scheffler's to tote, the last of which found the end zone from 11 yards out. Extra point made it 28-0, and that was the final. 28-0 here from Fondy and Fruth Memorial Field. Ledgers did a solid job defensively after those first couple of touches by all-conference running back Tyler Tenner, the sophomore of Racine Lutheran. Came into the game with 1,744 yards in the season, 249 on 24 touches and 2 touchdowns in a level 2 win over Manitowoc. Lutheran was unable to get the job done tonight. He had 35 yards in the first half, and we'll get you the final stats and totals in a few moments as well. We'll come back one more time to Fruth Memorial. 28-0 the final, level 3 win for the Ledgers. Moving on for the 10th straight year to level 4 with the win tonight. Back with more after this. You're watching high school sports at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Everyone at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning wishes the best of luck to area teams in their run for a state championship. Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning maintains a high level of quality among their staff. All of their installers and technicians are trained on a regular, ongoing basis. If you need your furnace turned up before the extreme temperatures come, turn to the experts at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning, your factory-authorized Carrier dealer. Call 922-4565 to schedule your appointment today. Good luck to all area teams from the staff at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning.
team at 2-8 Family Dentistry in Fond du Lac would like to wish the St. Mary Springs Ledgers and the Fondy Cardinals the best of luck in the playoffs. Dr. Tim Tuig, Dr. Catherine Tuig McGalloway, and Dr. Grady Tuig have been dedicated to providing complete oral health care for decades. A name you've learned to trust for your family, for your smile, and for your health. Tuig for all your dental needs. 2-8 Family Dentistry of Fond du Lac.
Get more Mazda for your money during the construction sale and SUV month at Holiday Mazda Fond du Lac. Tame winter roads in the raved about 2017 Mazda CX-5 with all-wheel drive. Lease from just $199 per month or from $259 per month with zero down.
I know that they're going to be honest with me and make me feel like family. That's really what keeps me coming back.
Come see us and discover the difference.
At Holiday Mazda Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, it's worth the trip.
Motor repair and replacement, pumps, pulleys, and belts, barn fans, distribution of Milwaukee tools, and more. With convenient locations in Oshkosh, Waupun, and Fond du Lac, WW Electric Motors are your trusted local business for electrical and mechanical apparatus services. Just like our area teams go, WW Electric Motors can make it go too. Over 65 years in the area.
Best of luck in your game today from everybody at W&W Electric Motors.
Back to wrap it up in Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial Field. The Ledgers, for the 10th straight year, will visit Level 4 of the state high school playoffs by virtue of a 28-0 win over Racine Lutheran, whose season ends at 10-2. Ledgers improved to 13-0. Of course, they got the extra game because of the forfeit win over North Fondy, and they did pick up the extra game, so ended up 2 for the price of 1 there. So they are 13-0 on the season. And the way it looks right now is they'll be playing Markesan, who was up at last check 47-12 with less than 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter over Mineral Point in that other semifinal. And that would be a rematch of Week 1 when these two teams hooked up, that being Markesan and Springs. That went the way of the Ledgers, 35-0. Unofficial stats as we look at things. Again, it was not a pretty one if you like offense. Less than 150 yards of total offense for Racine Lutheran, and their main man, Tyler Tenner, less than 100 yards on the ground, and it was a very good job defensively by the Ledgers. Again, Tenner had 2 carries for over 20 yards on the opening drive of the game, the second of which, though, was called back by a motion penalty, and after that he had 3 touches that went over 10 yards, but other than those 3, it was tough sledding for him all night. He ended up touching the ball about 25 times unofficially. Penalties were a big problem for Racine Lutheran unofficially. 13 penalties costing them over 100 yards. And a third down was a problem as well. They converted 3 of 9 in the first half. They were 0 of 7 in the second half, so 3 of 16 on the game on third down. Wasn't much prettier for the Ledgers, though, on offense. They took advantage of a couple of short fields and a pick 6. Unofficially, barely 200 yards of offense. And third down, they did not convert one all night. 0 of 6 on third down were the Ledgers. Clay Scheffler, 8 carries, 42 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Mitch Wechter didn't complete a pass in the second half. He was 5 of 11. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 96 yards through the air, 9 first downs unofficially on the tally for the Ledgers. So again, they did what they had to do tonight, and that was the name of the game. So there'll be plenty on film to work on for St. Mary Springs as they prepare for Markesan in a rematch of Week 1 at a location that will pass along to you as soon as we're able to get it. Again, Springs seems to find Middleton quite a bit, so we'll see if that's what ends up being determined. But you kind of think you try and do it geographically in the middle as much as possible. That could be a possibility, outside possibility, but of course we'll pass it along when we get it. And that'll do it from Fond du Lac at Fruth Memorial. And the win for the Ledgers, 28-0. They remain unblemished on the season. For our crew here tonight, Scott and I saying so long. You have been watching high school football here at RadioPlusInfo.com.
Everyone at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning wishes the best of luck to area teams in their run for a state championship. Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning maintains a high level of quality among their staff. All of their installers and technicians are trained on a regular, ongoing basis. If you need your furnace turned up before the extreme temperatures come, turn to the experts at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning, your factory-authorized carrier dealer. Call 922-4565 to schedule your appointment today. Good luck to all area teams from the staff at Fondy Heating and Air Conditioning.
The team at Tuig Family Dentistry in Fond du Lac would like to wish the St. Mary Springs Ledgers and the Fondy Cardinals the best of luck in the playoffs. Dr. Tim Tuig, Dr. Catherine Tuig McGalloway, and Dr. Grady Tuig have been dedicated to providing complete oral health care for decades. A name you've learned to trust for your family, for your smile, and for your health. Tuig for all your dental needs. Tuig Family Dentistry of Fond du Lac.